Hey, there he is.
Hello. Just you and me right
Can
now?
you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you not hear me? Testing.
Oh, why can't
Testing.
I hear you? Upload device 37.
You must have this thing muted if you can't hear me.
That's really weird.
My icon is turning green.
Huh. Okay, am I streaming even? Hang on. Am I even going here? Am I live?
You're
I am
live.
live. Okay. Oh,
You're
we already got 5 people in here. I can hear you both. Okay. So they can hear you. I wonder why I can't hear you.
your speakers must be turned off or something,
Can you
bro.
say something, Nawson?
I am.
Huh. Ain't that the weirdest thing? Alright, well, hang on. You try to say something again?
Testing.
There we
Testing.
go. Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. So, I figure we'll start with some Judge D. Oh wait, we gotta sound the squirrel horn for a little bit. Get everybody in here. Let me turn this down. How's everybody's day today? Nah, son.
I came down with a cold, so not that great.
Oh, that's a bummer. How about you, Jared?
It is hot.
Yeah, it was like muggy today. Holy cow!
Southern California is getting hot as shit.
Yeah. Even New England, it's the same. It's like nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. All right,
Yeah, at the end of this month, it'll be 118 plus for a good month.
Woohoo! That is hot.
Yeah, last year we broke a record for the summer. I think it was 128 degrees.
Oh, people are asking where Alistaire is. Alistaire is on his way. He's just running out. Wait.
120 degrees, man, that's hot.
Yeah, you could
Death
literally cook an
Valley.
egg in that heat.
You can cook crackheads.
Cook what?
Crackheads.
Oh, okay. Because they're on the street.
Yes.
All right, so we're looking for sentencing day 2. We want Darrow. And then we'll peruse the true crimes landsphere.
Is it a rumor that she has a twin sister, or is that legit?
I've never heard that, but it could be true. Mr. Brooks, this is my time.
Wasn't going to start out doing that, but I feel compelled to make a record of certain things in light of many of the statements that were made here today by Mr. Brooks and his family. Following that, I'm going to talk about the case, the strength of the case, the witnesses and evidence that was presented.
10 people in here already.
Some of
Got a good start.
Things that really impacted me throughout that time and throughout the
dreary and rainy in Massachusetts. I'm in Massachusetts. Oh yeah, it did get a little cloudy out. I work from home, so I don't get like to date weather updates. It's like the last time I've been outside. It's been a few hours ago. Yeah. 76 in Maryland. That's perfect. Good for you, Aquaman. Perfect weather for Aquaman. Then again, I guess Aquaman doesn't care about the weather. He's always underwater. Well, not always. Aquaman, he can. Oh, speaking of which, Jared, you watched that new Little Mermaid movie, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, man. I don't know. This might be a hot take, but
they took Eric's balls.
What?
They took the prince's balls like he didn't do shit.
Oh. Metaphorically, yeah. I was like, they took his balls. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of Ariel, and I don't really care about the race thing or whatever. I'm not gonna go down that road. But she just like wasn't that pretty. Like I think of Ariel, I
No,
think a very classically beautiful woman, and I don't know. Hot take.
well, I just think that it's unfortunate that Disney did that because she sucks as an actress. She's a great singer, but I mean, it was like watching a kindergarten play.
Yeah, she kind of looks like a kid. I mean, I haven't seen the whole movie, but I didn't think it was great casting, and I could care less about the race thing. I
Oh,
don't
I love The Little Mermaid as a kid, so I was watching and I was like, y'all butchered it. Jesus Christ.
know. Yeah, I saw the video Flounder, what Flounder looked like, and whoo! Here, actually, I'll play
Nearly
this.
4 weeks of trial.
Flounder. It's
Then I
so
will spend some
ridiculous
time
what
talking
Flounder
about
looks like.
the victims, their victim impact statements, and again, things that have stood out here to me. I cannot comment on all of the victim statements that have been made.
The new live-action Little Mermaid is beautiful and epic, but it does have one big hurdle, the
Oh my
uncanny valley problem.
You
Epic,
just see
but it does have one big
Look at
hurdle,
him.
the uncanny valley problem.
It looks
Hurdle, the
terrible.
uncanny valley problem.
Oh, I can't.
It's just so
One big hurdle,
pause. Oh my god. It's so what?
but it
it's
does
just
have
it's
one,
like, you know, when they just try too hard to
one big
be they're trying so hard to be I don't know, I guess I don't know what they were trying to be actually. I think that's probably why I didn't like it so much.
Yeah.
I
Ariel's
was like, all right,
eyes so
cool.
far
She's
apart you can place another set of eyes between them.
dude, I got reamed
Roasted.
on YouTube a couple weeks or last week because that Part of Your World music video, she looks like Sid from Ice Age. Oh, I got my
Sid
ass
from
reamed.
Ice Age. Oh boy.
I was like, well, oh well.
Oh, I'm seeing pictures of her like normally, not in Little Mermaid garb, and she's actually really pretty, but she doesn't look that way in the fucking movie. I'm sorry, I just don't think she looks.
All hands on deck!
Spoiler alert, I hated the ending.
What's that?
I hated the ending, spoiler alert, but it just kind of it was like, what was the point of having a prince if she's going to do everything and how steer the ship to kill Ursula, even though she doesn't have feet?
Abandon ship!
I don't know. I might check it out just for the spectacle of it all. Oh, are you? Hey, wait, are you? I hate everyone equally.
Black.
Are you the Wabbit guy?
I'm Black Wabbit, yes.
Okay, Black Wabbit. Yeah. What's up, bro?
Not much. They made me change my username for whatever it is. Prideful, I think it's called. I don't care.
I like the new one. I hate everyone equally.
That is my handle on everything. My my Xbox account, everything. So if you guys ever see me on Warzone or something, you want to play with me, add me.
I have Xbox, but oh, she doesn't look that bad.
You
actually.
broke the rules. You won.
It was
It's not that she looks bad. She's just the movie's just very mellow. It's bland.
To the above world.
A man was drowning. I had to save him.
This obsession with humans has
Have
to
there been any
stop.
good
I
Disney
just wanna
remakes?
know
Let's be
more
honest.
about them.
Yeah, fair.
Cinderella.
There was a Cinderella remake?
Yeah, the dude from Game of Thrones, Rob Stark, he was in it. He was the prince.
Huh. I like the Lion King one, and I that's apparently a hot take too, but I like that one.
I mean, I've already seen the animated one, so I don't need to see the remakes.
Yeah.
Ariel, don't!
Poor child.
My opinion of
I
the
can
new Lion
help
King
you.
was that it was just it was boring. But
We'll go
Well, the
back
big
to
thing with
Brooks
animations
Workshop
is
now.
that they don't have the facial expressions that the cartoon has.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, look at the security dude behind Darrell. He rolled his eyes.
Oh, we're on
Jared's
watch
coming.
together. I didn't know that.
Yes, Jared Stark and 2 others. There he is.
A moon
Oh
rock.
my god, look at that avatar. The 6-pack. We are not worthy.
Be quiet. Hi, everybody.
How are you, my friend? All right.
Hello, goodbye.
That's so
Can you
cool
hear
because my
us?
little icon for my MacBook, it's the Book of the Dead from the Mummy.
Oh, look at that. By the way, hi, everyone. Nawson. Hi, Nawson.
Newsom? Governor Newsom?
Okay. Yeah, I call him the Governor Newsom. Terrible. I hate everyone. Kelly, what's up? And Jared Stark. How are you guys doing?
Very, very well.
Doing
I love that you
fantastic.
took everyone the time to say hello to everyone individually. It's just it shows what a caring and outreaching soul you are, Alistair. God bless you.
Thank
Never
you.
change.
Thank you a ton. What are we talking about? What are we
We
doing?
were talking
So I have
about
1 hour. I have 1 hour, by the way, because I'm hosting. It's my daughter's birthday this weekend. I'm hosting.
Yeah. Your time
Perfect.
is precious, man. I am very grateful that you're here.
Thank you. What are we doing? What are we watching?
So we were looking at Little Mermaid, but now we're gonna watch
The new version or the old version?
the new one.
I haven't watched it.
I hate that actress. I don't think she plays a good Ariel at all.
The cartoon itself in general never interested me. The mermaids wasn't the thing for me. Besides the red hair, that's it. It wasn't. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what's
Maybe
what's
check it
new?
out. We'll talk about it on the podcast.
Okay.
I don't do Disney stuff. I besides Marvel, I'm all into Marvel, but I don't
Well,
do
actually,
Disney
the
stuff.
Disney movie was Coco.
Oh, I never saw that. Moana either. I need to watch the new ones.
Coco.
I gotta say, with YouTube, it's so hard to find time to even consume any content. Like that new Black Mirror season dropped. I tried to put it on last night after doing all my stuff, and I
You fell
literally
asleep?
passed out in 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Sarah knows
Is this
the grind.
recorded? Is this recorded, by the way?
Yeah, it's recording. The
Okay.
live stream
Hi,
will be up
everybody.
on-
That's it.
Okay, we'll go.
God, I want to smack him.
Yeah,
Smack who?
Darrell.
Darrell. Yeah.
Oh, as in Darrell Brooks.
Smackable face.
As
Every
in
time I
Darrell
see your
Brooks.
face, I want to smack it.
Wait, do you want to smack Darrell Brooks like with the capital letter in the front and the lowercase letter, or like the all capital letters Darrell Brooks?
Both. Line them both up and just.
Whichever one he claims when he wants his benefits in prison.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever wondered what would happen if first of all, how would you feel if Darrell Brooks sends you a letter from prison saying, "Hey, I heard you've been talking about me"?
All right.
I'd be pretty freaked out, to be honest.
I'll freak out too.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, well,
I'd
time
be
for 911 and the FBI.
I'd be scared because the Bloods, and I say that with quotations around it, would be after me.
Yeah, the Bloods are coming for me. His boys
I
that are
would-
lurking around every corner.
I would reply in calligraphy.
Like the Zodiac. You're right with your left
Yes.
hand. You're right with your left hand. But don't F with me.
I don't consent to
I
being
have
called that
wounded
name.
him at
That's what I
this
respond.
point. It's my hope that he would honor
Oh, what a beautiful day this was today.
decorum that
No,
he
forget the
shows
weather.
up
It
to
was
this
stormy and it
court,
rained
to
all the
this
time, but it was just
proceedings, and
beautiful
not
because
interrupt.
Olympia is just so awesome. Anyway, I'm still on a high.
Over me, but that
It's okay.
clearly is something he
You're
is
good.
unwilling or unable to do.
Is something
I'll
playing?
find
Nothing is
my
playing right
note
now, right?
That I wrote
It
later.
should be playing. Did you click join activity?
It had
Haha.
to do
Noob
with
behavior.
I was wondering why you were so adamant about talking over the video. It's like, oh sure, what a fucking play.
what what this court has observed as a pattern with Mr. Brooks, and that is when testimony or statements by the court or statements by the prosecution team
the world is your oyster.
Become unfavorable to him, he lashes out and he disrupts. And that has been borne out time after time after time during this trial.
Why is he bringing up the Mummy movie in the 90s? What does that have to do with anything? Great movies, though. Brendan Fraser? Way better than they had any right to be.
It's one of the phrases they say before the mummy is resurrected.
Oh, it's one of the best movies.
What's one of the phrases?
A moon Ra, a moon day, he speaks of the night and of the day.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Someone understands my addiction. Well, one of my addictions.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Egyptian. I forgot about. Okay.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with ancient Egyptian. Oh.
Yeah, isn't your dog named Nefertiti?
Nephthys.
Nephthys.
And my car's name is Anaxunamun. Oh, please.
Anaxunamun!
I can keep going and going and going.
That's the name of his lady friend in the Mummy. Is it 2? Anaxunamun!
Yeah, and Mummy 2. Yep, Anaxunamun. Anaxunamun!
Yeah, and that horrible The Rock CGI with the scorpion. Oh, and it's aged like terribly.
Oh, that's the Scorpion King. It's a separate one.
Well, no,
that was pretty bad.
He's the cameo because he raises the army of Anubis.
Yeah, the Scorpion King was a spin-off from when the Scorpion guy appeared in the Mummy.
He's like the final boss.
All right, I know we're supposed to be talking about Darrell Brooks, but
sorry.
When The Rock did that, and then he came back to WWE, huge wrestling fan. When he came back to WWE, they kept saying he was the blockbuster star of that movie, and he got 5 fucking seconds in it.
I know.
I know.
It was the worst.
But honestly, that was like The Rock's peak. I was like 13 years old when that was going on, and I was like the biggest Rock fan. Like, I could not have loved that guy more. I was like so on the WWE train of just like, they were looking for me, like frustrated young counterculture men who liked Limp Bizkit and porn and baggy pants. It was like, we're gonna make this Rock guy their idol.
And Limp Bizkit is the shit. I love Limp Bizkit. What?
Limp Bizkit, yes.
Through and pick up where I left off about the trial. I'm not going to go through everything in detail, but I think it's important that I set the stage, right? And
sorry, chat. We'll let the video play for a while. Sorry for all this.
My sentencing.
We're getting upset. That's so finicky.
One of the things that I did note regarding Erica Patterson's testimony, because frankly, I wasn't sure where Mr. Brooks was going to go with his own defense, based on some of the remarks he made during his opening statement, which was actually later, but I guess I'll go back to my review of his
he's uninterested
interview.
Yeah, could care less.
Some of the things that he tried to say, and at least it became apparent ultimately.
It's basically just like, fuck this bitch.
Yeah.
Apparent ultimately with the way he cross-examined witnesses, I wasn't sure if he would.
It's so ridiculous that he cannot handle not being in the spotlight for even like mere moments.
For
so
seconds,
when he's in the other courtroom, he's spending like 90% of it trying to get attention. Like whether he's standing up or waving his arms or objecting or holding up the sign, it's like he cannot bear to be involved in what's going on. Even for a few minutes, he starts to freak out and basically command the attention that he's not getting. It's pathetic.
Claim perhaps someone else was in the vehicle. He was afraid of police.
All right, hit those hearts, ladies
the
and gentlemen.
tinting of the windows, some of those things.
Gosh, I love
Here's
this
where
woman.
it frankly doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? Erica Patterson
Don't forget to hit the like button, everybody.
Testimony in this regard.
30 people in here.
There was no one else in the vehicle with Mr. Brooks. And I'm aware that he wants to come back, but until he writes me a pledge that he will not interrupt me under Illinois versus Allen, he is not coming back in this courtroom. I'm not.
There's another one of his narcissistic manipulators, too. The fact that he will not adhere, in his mind, bow down to using her exact language, and he will refuse to for this entire sentencing remark. He ends up, we'll see it. We're kind of bearing the lead.
But it's because in his mind, it's like, oh, that's what you want, so I'm not going to give you what you want because I need to have a win. I need to feel powerful in this powerless position I'm at.
Yeah.
And also, like, he's so anti-women. It's like, how dare she tell me what to do?
That's a good point, because it's easy to forget that that component is woven into everything he does in this trial, because he's being confronted and put in his place by women, and it drives him insane.
Drives me nuts. He hates
Both Opper and the judge are just
Yeah, he's like, fuck women. Yeah,
totally demasculating him. He can't take it.
He has forfeited his right to be present during my remarks, and unless he makes that pledge to me in writing, he's not coming back in.
I need to find where her stream is. I want to do another Darrow video.
One of the things I tried to do in my preparation, and let me tell you, I reviewed all of my notes from this trial. I have, I think, 9 notepads. I looked at just a couple of exhibits, but primarily
Mummy chatter is better
Exhibit
than dummy
15.
chatter. Nice.
I really wanted to determine for
Can I
myself
tell you how satisfying it is
long.
to see him in shackles like this?
Yes, I prefer him this way.
It's so satisfying, I have to say. Man.
The shackles,
It's
come on.
like we've beaten the game and we've unlocked the final skin, like the unlockable skin.
How long this carnage took. We know the distance, right?
Yo, Chaos Theory,
at
big fan of
least
you.
where he
Big fan
entered.
of you, bro. Appreciate
And you know
that.
what, Madam Clerk, put my screen up, will you?
Sure. Let me see. So we're video conference.
I'm gonna put Exhibit 15 up because I think.
Oh,
it's
Nick,
worth
what's up, man?
Doing that.
Didn't even see you there.
All right.
I slid in
We
quietly.
know he entered.
Yeah, you have a way of doing that.
Hi,
from
Nick.
White Rock.
I mean, is it Nick
The
or is it
first
just
star
Nick?
is on the right
It's
side
Nick.
where it says
Just
Fleet 1 unmarked.
It's just
civilian
Nick.
marked SUV. And that's where Detective Casey was. And so
How
we
are you
know
today, Nick?
he goes 1, 2,
Very
3
sunburned,
blocks
but I'll be good.
Okay. Hold on there for us,
before striking anyone. And then it's really about 5 blocks of what can only be described as chaos and carnage.
Can you pause there really quickly? I want to share with you a little bit. When she pulled out that diagram, I had to pause it and I had to zoom on my phone because this is where I really understood the monstrosity of his action, because
Like the magnitude of it all?
Yeah, because you don't really understand the magnitude of it if you haven't watched the video, and I refuse to watch the video. You don't understand the magnitude of it until this diagram comes up, and this is where I was like, oh no, honey, this man was deliberate. Like, he was like, I'm gonna kill you all. Like, it wasn't even a question of, it wasn't even debate in his mind. Do you know what I mean? And like, it was so scary. Like, when I zoomed in and I processed that before she even started talking, I was like, oh my God, he needed the death penalty. At that moment, I was like, he needed the death
The
penalty.
really
because-
horrifying part is these aren't even all the people he hit. These are the only people he's being charged for.
It's just disgusting.
To really put it into perspective, and we've talked about this on one of the other live streams, there have been quite a few spree killers who have gone into the heavily crowded areas with heavy, like, machine guns, like assault rifles, and killed and maimed far less than Brooks. Like, how he was able to cause such devastation basically on a whim, like just with a split-second decision, it's absolutely horrifying.
Yeah, good
Like,
point.
you think
Completely.
back to, like, the Las Vegas shooting, right? That guy spent hundreds of thousands of dollars buying guns. He had, like, guns set up at every window. He rented out, like, the highest floor of the penthouse in a casino Like that was at least $100,000 and years of preparation. I mean, you can't just buy those guns all in one swoop. You know, it takes a while to. I'm gonna buy this one and this one. They won't let you buy that many guns at once. So, the fact that Brooks was able to cause a comparable amount of devastation as what that Las Vegas shooter did with nothing more than a vehicle and a bad decision compared to hundreds of thousands of dollars and years of preparation, it's insane.
Yeah. And it's also because this occurred due to a mistake in the bail bond system, it just hurts my soul even more because this could have been avoided. Do you know what I mean? Because I think they gave him $1,000 bond because I think the person was tired and made a mistake.
Yeah, that's actually I found that out after the fact. No, it wasn't that he was tired. There was like somebody new was in a position who like green lighted the low bail.
You see, yeah, especially with the record like that, just took my soul like to the floor because after when I discovered that diagram, I was like, wait a minute, and I went back and I looked and I was like, oh my god, this could have been avoided. Oh,
the really sad part when you find out about that bail is if you go back to the jail logs of when he was talking to Erica, he probably would have convinced her to take back what she said and would have gotten off on those charges.
Yeah.
He had her wrapped around his finger.
Yeah, and you know
he
what?
was gonna get out either way.
She from because you can tell a little bit because even when he was interrogating Erica, she was very defiant in front of him. But there was moments where she was like, "No, I said what you asked. I said what you said." Like, if with a perfect scenario, there was a definite possibility of him influencing her into recanting her situation. You know,
he would have even after ran her over.
Yeah,
so awful.
The victim brain is real, by the way. It's not even her fault. It's just the way.
Absolutely not. She is not to blame. We're not gonna victim blame on this channel. Absolutely not. What's up, Queefy? Beefy? Fuck you, bro. That's funny though. You can find a way to jump a guy with a gun. Nobody can beat a 4,000-pound SUV. Yeah, facts. The bullet hole in his SUV from the officer would have hit Eric. Oh yeah. The bullet that went through the windshield and then out the. Oh, that's from Jared. You could have just said that, man. But good comment, regardless. The bullet that goes through the windshield and out the rear windshield would have hit Erica if she was sitting in the driver's seat, which was a very real possibility.
Oh, yeah, very real possibility. Oh, look at you, Jared Stark. Game of Thrones, anybody?
I will say, though, that if Erica was in the car, I don't think it would have happened. I think something bad would have happened to Erica.
Yeah,
I think something really bad would have. Yeah, 100%.
He would have taken all that rage out on her.
I think her being in the car. Maybe her being in the car would have prevented it because he would have been sitting there waiting, and the cops are there. And I mean, we've seen how loud he gets. You know what I mean? So he would be fucking yelling and cussing up a storm, and maybe the cop would be able to be like intervene and stop this whole entire thing. And it's crazy to think that like one small decision.
Sorry to interrupt you, man.
One small decision from somebody else changes the entire course of history, and that does not excuse what the fuck this man did, because this man is a monster. I have anger issues, but that I have never seen that before.
Yeah. We know it's true. But you say something that's super interesting, super cool, because it only takes one moment to change the course of history.
Yeah.
You know, and like to all of you guys listening right now, doesn't it make you think back a little bit of all the decisions you made in your life and be like, have I made another choice? What would have possibly happened?
Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah, I go down that what if game all the time, like the butterfly effect. Like you think about all the things that had to come together for you to be wherever you're at in your life. A lot of things that happened to me in my life were the result of things that I didn't even realize the impact they were going to have while they were happening, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. Oh, you all,
Melted
I love you
Copper
all.
says,
Yay. Melted
What's
Copper,
that?
hi, sick hi to Melted. I don't see the chat, but say hi to Melted
okay.
Copper.
Yeah,
I
he's
like
like
him.
your biggest fan, man. He loves you. He
Melted
kept on
Copper.
saying, "Where's
Melted
Alistaire? When's
Melted Copper
Alistaire
is the
coming?
bee's
I want
knees.
Alistaire." The only
Not the
reason I'm
cover
even
is
here is
his
because
knees.
Alistaire's gonna be here.
You know, he's working on this really cool garden. Okay, I don't want to bore you all, but he's working on
Oh,
this
that's cool.
really cool project on his garden.
You're
Multicopter
so
right now
sweet.
understand plants.
You
Hi,
take an
Melted.
interest in your subscribers.
Hi, Melted. Hi, Copper. Hi.
He says, where is a Pantene shoe commercial endorsement for Judge Burrow? Yeah.
No.
I could definitely see her face come in like the Pantene.
Can I tell you something? I bet you she must have heard that compliment before.
Oh, yeah. She's got great hair.
Yeah,
I
she
mean, you
has
talk
great
about
hair.
the people in the 70s or whatever, the murder victims who have great hair.
Yeah.
Judge Darrow, she has that thick grab on during sex hair.
Look, even look at Jared right there. Jared's picture, he has great hair too. But
Jared
the
does have
people
great hair.
in the 60s and 70s, like when we talk about beefy, what the fuck is wrong with their hair? It's all freaking good.
Yeah. They were doing something different.
Yeah.
50
it's
people
all
in the
good.
live stream, by the way. Let's go.
We know we have
sorry.
from the evidence.
Oh, no, you're good.
and the
I didn't mean it
testimony,
like that. I was like,
two
let's
different
go,
speed
50 people.
calculations.
Let's fucking go.
One from Bosco's, that was the surveillance
Listen
footage,
to this, guys. Listen to this.
between 33 and 34.5 miles per hour. And then we have one farther down from the footage from Curry Insurance, where it was an average 32 miles per hour. Now, I acknowledge math is not my strong
so
suit. I did
fast.
not do a calculation.
Yeah.
But I don't think
For a
it took
parade
very
route,
long.
really fast.
So fast.
And I hate to keep pausing, but you see it in the videos. Like, there's one in particular where there's a little kid like dancing with her mommy, and Brooks zooms right past her.
I
He
know, I
misses her
saw
by like
that.
a foot.
Yep.
And it's terrifying when you see it. You see the Ford zoom by like really quick, and then you start to hear the devastation of him hitting people, and it literally feels like a wartime video. It's the only way to explain it.
Yep.
Happened. I think it was a matter of minutes. I think 5 minutes would even be far too long.
Hair.
It's probably
that's creepy, but
maybe?
I'm not going to
She
dispute
does.
it. Like,
And
I
it
kind of
was
want
somewhat
to
hard to gauge during the trial because of how the state presented it. I don't mean this as a
my God, so
criticism, but they
inappropriate.
were very
Well, I love it.
meticulous in showing video, breaking it down,
Her nails always look good
showing it
too.
at half speed.
Yeah, she
Some
got
She spends a lot of time at the beauty parlor.
hair big, nail big. What is it? Hair done, nail done, everything big, or whatever.
I can't even breathe. Oh, Judge Darrow.
times
We're all going to be sued
30%
by her.
speed
Yes, clean,
to
clean,
really
clean.
get an understanding of what was happening. And at no point did anyone ever tell me or tell the jury how long this took.
Carol Austin,
But
hi guys,
even
thanks for cheering
though
me
it
up. Thank
took
you for
just
coming,
a
Carol
couple of
Austin.
minutes,
I see your comments. I see you.
there were so many
best.
opportunities for Mr. Brooks to simply stop,
Yep.
turn around, turn down other streets
Okay.
before he ever crossed Barstow Avenue.
Carol Austin says, I want to give Darrell a good granny whooping. I would pay to see that. Granny ass whooping. Hold him down.
And what we know is that at 4:37, Detective Tom Casey had the first police encounter with Darrell Brooks. Came face to face. Detective Casey at the hood of the car, coming eye to eye. The SUV brushed past him. And here's the thing. Detective Casey said he wasn't going very fast. To me, that tells me he had ample time to reflect about what he was about to do. If you look on that map,
I picked this sentencing remarks because she's so good at taking these little moments to really try to put you inside the car with Darrell during that day. Like, that's a really important aspect of this, is he had those 4 blocks before he hit anybody to take a moment and like put together what he was about to do. And that's an important aspect towards motivation, because he very much disputes that this was an intentional act. And if that's the case, how are you going 4 blocks preparing for it? Because he was.
Yeah, but also the way she explains it, it's almost as if she is reliving the moment through her eyeballs, and she's also just as shocked as I was, or the viewer was, when the diagram is put in front of you. Like, it's a different experience when you see it with your eyes. Like, holy moly! Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys seen that diagram up close. Have you? Has anybody seen that?
Into it, yeah.
You zoom into it, like, it's super detailed, and it tells you step by step, and it's horrifying. It's completely different than if someone tells you what happened. Like, you could read it. I encourage everybody to go on the Googler and look at the diagram up close. You're going to literally poop your pants.
The diagram is jarring, but like I know you said you don't like watching the videos, but there is one that doesn't show like really anything graphic, but it's just a video of a guy who basically walks up the parade route after the chaos of it all, and there's fire trucks and police cruisers and stretchers and bodies covered in blankets. It's fucking horrifying. Like, it is very chilling to watch the emergency response scene after that, and the levels of devastation, like the triage effect that came into place from just one guy driving a car. It's crazy, but it puts you in that moment, and more so for me than the graph does, to really get a handle on the scope of horror that this guy created. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Carol Austin says, my daughter's violent ex said I couldn't do anything before I gave him a right hook to the chin and knocked his ass out. Carol's a badass granny. We got the boxing granny in the chat. Let's go.
It's not a pledge. He's not coming in. When you come down White Rock, you can take a hard left on East Main Street. You can take what I call a soft left. I
think we get the reaction of them telling Brooks at one point, like, it's not a pledge, and he's like,
I
said I want to come back.
Yeah. I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Pleasant Street. And Detective Casey, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I can't see it on the map.
Yeah, I think right there he's talking about it. Like,
really, you turn around at any point in time on White Rock Avenue. But instead...
Knowing full damn well.
I mean, I'll try to picture this, as difficult as it may be. There's squads with lights. There's barricades.
Yep.
I know I read in the other act's motion that Mr. Brooks claimed at one point he was having a panic attack, and he, again, maybe I think he was going to claim at some point he was afraid of police. Why drive toward them?
Amen.
Why take that right-hand turn?
Good question.
There's no reasonable explanation other than he was angry, he was full of rage, and he didn't care who he came in contact with, what he came in contact with, whether he drove past, through, at. He drove.
Yeah.
Detective Casey pounded on the hood of that car, saw his face, again, was brushed by that SUV, thankfully not hurt. All of this preceded by the visual signs along White Rock Avenue of the staging of this parade. Floats, bands, banners, signs, people. And as you got closer to Main Street, the...
And Alistaire, you say that, like, I'm a good storyteller. Talk about chills.
Yeah.
She is great, man.
Yeah. The way she
puts you in the scene.
Yeah, puts you in the scene. Mm-hmm. This part never gets old to me.
No, I can watch this over and over and over again. I found myself getting like really tired of Brooks content, and even one day when I was like in the thick of making Darrell Brooks videos, like it was all I was doing was watching Darrell Brooks to make the compilations or whatever, and I got caught up watching the sentencing remarks one day and sat there for like an hour, just like mesmerized. Like it's so easy to fall into just like, oh God. Slave
Yeah.
queen. Tell him.
Both, I believe, Detective Casey and Sergeant Warner
Yes,
said
hit the like for
thousands
beef,
of
please.
people.
Hit that like button.
Before he ever gets to Barstow Avenue, he comes in contact with, after Detective Casey, Officer Buttrin, and Officer Schneider. He has an opportunity, if you look at this map, he could go right on Buckley. Again, there might be police, there might be barricades. You simply stop. You ask, can I get out? No doubt in my mind, any police officer there would have done just that. He could have gone left on Northeast Avenue. Continuing down, he could have gone left on Martin Street.
Oh, Charlotte's
Continuing
here. Hey,
on.
Charlotte.
Barstow Avenue.
Charlotte?
This is where
Yes, Charlotte at the end.
the parade participants, unfortunately, he has contact with them. But he could have gone right on Barstow. He could have gone left on
He's
Barstow.
easy, man. Give it up.
And we know from some of the footage that we saw that his car was seen flying past, true, not hitting one at this point, but flying past. There's no logical understanding for Mr. Brooks other than he's in the middle of a parade and he can see them. Anyone driving a vehicle would see
this
what's
part.
ahead.
Oh.
And we know from this map, right, what was ahead of him. We saw that video footage. We heard the testimony. Many police vehicles at these intersections with their lights flashing. There's no doubt in my mind that Mr. Brooks would understand a parade was going on. You can turn off my monitor, thank you. We also know it was not yet dark. Dusk. This was from the battalion chief.
Melted Copper says, imagine being out on bail, then using the same vehicle to redo the same crime, but better. Yeah, I've said that a few times, but he like practiced on Erica. Like that was where he got the idea for, I can use this car as a weapon. Like they took my gun, I can't use a knife, but this vehicle, this 1,000-pound vehicle is very much a weapon.
But you know, we talk about that too, Beefy, about how like with the domestic violence, it always escalates. It's just a matter of time before someone is found dead.
Yeah. And he's very much somebody that can't rely on his words to dominate and manipulate and get his way.
Yeah.
And he can't accept loss. He's like Tommy from Casino, you know, when if you beat him with a knife, you better kill him because he's going to come at you with a gun. That's Brooks. So the second he ran over Erica and saw how effective it was, that was it. He was like, I'm going to use this thing to run over anybody that gets in my way, literally and figuratively. Well said.
Who talked about when he arrived after that first alert at 4:39, it was not yet dark, it was dusk. I think that aids to the visibility that Mr. Brooks would have seen all of these people. This is not under cover of night. It's, of course, downtown Waukesha. We saw city lights and many of the street lights I'm referring to in many of the videos as well that would have been on or coming on. We know just past Barstow, he strikes his first victim, Nicole White. She was with Remax Services.
Melted Copper says she needs a 90s herbal essence ad where the dudes come out
Yeah,
and wash
Melted
your
Copper is
hair.
very funny.
Services with the hot air balloon. If anyone's seen that, we saw it in the video. That is unmistakable what that is. That would get anyone's attention.
To continue. Urge.
Oh, love it.
Urge.
Okay. Just Darrell. Okay. Look at that.
Wow, he called this too with the judge and everything. This is a good call out.
This
Melted
cannot be
Copper.
coincidence. Is this planned? Oh, is this
No, he just happened to say that.
this
You must have known.
coincidence? Oh. Just everybody in court. I can't breathe. No order. No.
And for all the
no
body
way.
you need, try new herbal essences, natural volume.
This is planned. This is planned. This is planned. This is planned.
I call it conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Whenever I try to grow out my hair.
Okay, I could definitely see Darrow doing this instead of Selena Gomez for sure. Couldn't you?
Always break off.
This cannot be coincidence.
Pantene is making
Newsom, just Nick, and I hate everybody. No, what? Come on. This cannot be coincidence. You're playing with us.
Yeah. And this is your first PP live stream, isn't it, Alistair? If I've got your name right. If I've got your name right. This happens all the time.
You've never been to one of these live streams before. Yeah, we take a lot of detours. Like any excuse to get off Brooks for a minute.
Micro targets weak spots, making every inch stronger. So I can love my hair longer. Pantene. Strong.
Her hair even looks like that.
This is it. Yes.
Just Darrow, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Her hair looks just like that.
Yeah.
Same color.
Faster results with Pantene Expert, our most intensely concentrated
I
protein
cannot
formula.
believe this is really happening. I love this stage. Well staged. Bravo. 100%. Oh, Daddy Bailiff. Look at that.
Daddy Bailiff, yeah.
I love that man. That man didn't give a crap. It could have been meteorites. Same face.
Okay, we can only watch 30 seconds of this, but we talked about this too, so we gotta run this really quick.
This summer, history's greatest hero returns.
Oh, I love this movie.
There it is.
His final adventure will be.
Oh my god.
Have we met?
Yeah.
It's a little fuzzy.
Well, that was all
but your
into it
face
because it
rings
was
a bell.
legit.
Indiana
Ooh, cool,
Jones and the Dial of
Scorpion.
Destiny, rated PG-13. Tickets on sale now.
Oh, shucks, the thing. Yeah, there we go. Okay. It looks so bad.
I know, it looks
horrible. Like, what
bad.
were they thinking?
I know.
How do they think this look good? It's
But
like
that
a
was
cartoon.
that was back in 2011. You know, we didn't know any better, so we were all like,
Oh, you know what I
screaming.
just noticed?
Yeah.
His burns are where the tattoo. I wonder if that's because he didn't have that yet, right?
I think he had some, but not all. But I could be wrong.
Richie, you're in here, right?
Yeah, what's going on?
Did he
Hi,
have
Richie.
back in the 2000s? He didn't have the tribal tattoo stuff, right?
Who?
The Rock.
Probably about 2003, 4. She did.
Yeah. So this is 2001. So that's just a coincidence. That's so weird. It's on the same pec, same spot, and everything.
I'm pretty sure he had it when he was feuding with the Hurricane,
Oh.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 2001. That's when he did the Iron Man match with Triple H, the Backlash after WrestleMania 2001. Or no, that was 2000. So maybe he did have it. I don't know. All right, I can't play any more of that. This will get taken down.
Yeah, you'll get in trouble.
Well, I'll also lose monetization. You can play up to like
5
30
seconds?
or whatever.
30 seconds.
So I think up to 30 without getting demonetized.
All right, clearly he's going to keep repeating that statement, so I have muted him.
He did not have the tattoo back then. I did some Googling.
Oh, thank you. Where were we here?
Nick, are you from
Beginning in
England?
Most
I certainly am.
I didn't mean to say it like that. It just came out like that. Please forgive me. But okay,
Dude,
cool.
we had like a live stream from all around the world last week. We had a girl from
Great.
Australia. We had somebody from England. Charlotte was on from France.
Charlotte, hi.
Oh, she's not here right now, obviously.
No,
She
but,
was in the
but
chat
you
first.
can hear me on live, right?
I think she left. She just popped in to say hello.
Okay, well, okay, fine. Hi.
Beefy should invest in a puppet squirrel. Yes.
Not a bad idea. Now, just Nick, it's your logo of the king. Is it because of King Charles?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was because I played a game dressed as a king.
Oh. I love it. Just like
Time
Newsom.
he has
Look at the logo of I Hate Everybody. Okay.
Oh, I hate everything. Yeah, he
I hate
does look.
everything. Sorry.
It's so true. He does look like I hate everything. I love that channel.
Love it. Okay.
had such contacts or received mental health treatment when in custody. In effect, there is not a sustained.
Anne says, I call the bailiff who sits behind Darrell Brooks Rusty. I don't know why. Melted Copper says he calls him Hackleberry from Police Academy. I don't get the reference. I never seen that.
What a reference.
I never
What a
seen
reference.
it too.
Did somebody say they call him Rusty?
Yeah.
Rusty and Krusty. The tale of their friendship throughout this entire thing.
History of a diagnosed major mental illness for him predating the alleged
Him and that chin makes him look like a mini version, like Sergeant Slaughter.
Look at a psychiatric review from April of 2010.
Do you notice how
that
much
point,
attention he's put into listening to the judge when she brings up his mental health, alleged mental health? Now he's paying attention. It's because it was playing into his narrative, like, I need help.
Well, I have a
cannot
theory
go to
about this.
jail. Oh, go ahead.
I think he's paying attention the whole time, but he makes the motion visible to everybody around him to be like, see, I'm paying attention. I really care about this because this is what I want. This is my mental health. It's not my fault. So, like, I really care about your opinion about this. The rest of this he could give a shit about. You know, he's over there waving his hands. He's still listening because he's a fucking psychopath. There's no chance he won't hear every word she says. But he wants everyone, including us watching, to know he really cares about this specific part. Like, he's paying really close attention. It's pathetic. Very transparent, in my opinion.
The defendant was determined to have no medically determinable impairment on which to qualify for disability benefits.
Officer Poker Face. Yeah, that's what I call him, man. He would take Vegas. He's going to come back for the Darrell Brooks trial next month with like 6 of those World Series of poker bracelets, I swear. Do not want to play poker with Officer No Face.
No, you'll
The
lose.
consultant
Please,
who
Daddy Bailiff will
conducted the review
bailiff
noted that
you
Mr.
down.
Yeah. Bailiff you down.
Brooks claimed mental illness was not, quote, well established, quote, that the statements that he made at that point were not deemed credible. They were inconsistent and not verified by treatment providers in the community. Factor number 2, the defendant's history of violence.
Christine, I love this part. Yeah, me too.
Years predating
Was it
the
Christine
alleged
Covey?
offenses.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hi, Christine Covey from Alistaire. I mean, she's watching, so she could hear you say
Oh, she
that.
can hear me? Okay. Hi.
Yeah, but Christine Covey, she's in my comments a lot. She's an absolute sweetheart. So
I love
nice.
her, yeah.
Says the nicest stuff.
This is significant. He faced multiple prior domestic-related charges. He was not permitted in his mother's home because of the history of violence. To be sure, the magnitude and lethality of Mr. Brooks's violence in the commission of the alleged offenses is more severe than what was previously known. However, the defendant's history of a pattern of violent behavior, coupled with other aspects of his history, and this case strongly suggests that his mental state, which produced the alleged offenses, was most fundamentally formed and fueled by contributions of his underlying characterological dysfunction, anger, and rage. Lights I'm referring to in many of the videos as well that would have been on or coming on. We know just past Barstow, he strikes his first victim, Nicole White. She was with Remax Services with the hot balloon.
Yeah, he's totally fucking zoned out. He's still listening for sure, but that is like psycho mode.
He is completely done with the Bible next to him.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone's seen that,
When you were watching this trial, did you ever notice him cover the mic with the Bible?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I have.
People were saying that was another attempt to try and like mess up the record or, you know, anything to screw up the process as much as possible. Like, oh, it wasn't my fault they couldn't hear me and the microphone didn't work. No, you covered it up.
Video that is unmistakable what that is. that would get anyone's attention. If this was a mistake, if he was lost, this was his very first opportunity to stop and do the right thing after causing injury to a person. But he didn't.
No, he wanted to
did
kill.
Not stop.
He wanted to kill that day. He's like, I'm going to go and kill.
And then, of course, the Walkers of South Band.
Oh, waving his paper.
Look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
It's hard not to
Looks
think
like a
about
soccer ref, you know what I mean? Like, flag on the play.
what I watched and not have this reaction.
Oh, Darrell.
Those were
God
images
bless you,
that frankly kept me up at night, that I saw over and over and over.
Yeah.
For their band director, she is a hero to me, to get up on the stand, to talk about, and that was Sarah Waymeyer Aparicio, to identify each one of her students.
Like, I've seen it so many times, but like even still today, seeing her have that reaction just oof.
It's I can tell you a little bit. I mean, I can only assume it's because she's talking about the teacher who's has to identify her students, and she's a mother, and you know, like with the Spark Boy, it just hits very differently. Not to minimize the fact that grown-ups have died, right? That's not to minimize them, but it just hits a little bit differently when you have a kid, because kids are innocent, most of them, and it's like you just robbed their future. Like that could have been the future, I don't know, brain surgeon, robbed, right? Like it just, that's why it hurts a lot more when you have kids involved. And I think that's why she was emotional, because I can tell you right now, I still get a little bit upset when I hear about the Sparks Boy, even though it's like 1,000 years later. I get tears in my eyes because all I can think about is my little girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially in like the dancing team, there were like little kids, like not even just like.
Yep.
I don't even like talking about it. I mean, it's just sad.
Talk about their formation. Talk about what she saw. So strong for all of you. Mr. Brooks had another opportunity to stop. This wasn't one isolated person that he could claim, I didn't know I struck someone. This was driving over people. What Kyle Jewell described
use, sorry, really quick. I think Alistaire, you're leaving here pretty soon. If anybody in the chat wants to join, we could use people. Bubba, I don't know if you're available or anybody. We might end up wrapping it early because I think Alistair is going to go soon, and we'll see. Play by ear.
Yeah, I actually have to go because I'm hosting. It's my daughter's birthday tomorrow, and I'm hosting a guest, and I can't be away for too long. Bye all. Bye Just Nick. Bye ahead everybody. Bye.
Good seeing you, man. Thanks for coming.
Yes, of course, and bye to all the viewers over there on the live. Bye. See you next week. Bye.
All right, man.
As the SUV went over.
We'll keep going for a little bit. Again, if anybody in the chat wants to join, just either download Discord or if you have it, hop in. But no, you know, play beer. We'll go for a little bit longer. We might wrap it up. We'll see.
Like they were big old speed bumps.
Kind of a slow week, it seems.
I know the Green children were injured around there. Thankfully, their physical injuries were minor, and I know I could probably spend a long time talking about the injuries of the band members, and I'm not going to go through that. They were significant. It was horrific. Thankfully, none of them were killed. And then, of course, moving on to Burst Logistics. Between the band and the Blazers, that is where Kelly Graybow and her 10-year-old daughter, Adelia, were in that adorable Cindy Lou Who costume. And what struck me, and Kelly referenced this in her statement,
to hear her almost cry hurts my soul. Yeah, same, man.
Go past her head after she was hit. Adelia
How do you
had
download
major
this thing? You
injuries
just
as well.
download Discord.
And then, of course, the footage from the Waukesha Blazers. And Jeff Rogers talked both at the trial. He testified, and he gave a statement yesterday about, again, having to come into this courtroom, talk about all of those who were with him, who were injured, and, of course, little Jackson Sparks. Another video that, frankly, is very difficult to watch and hard to unsee. You heard not only Jeff, but Josh Craner talk about what happened, and Josh, of course, being struck. And then the Extreme Dance Group. I think it's fair that I didn't fully understand the extent of their injuries until hearing from many of the victims yesterday. I now understand why one of the girls called her aunt and said, "My entire team is dead," because that's what it looked like. It was horrific. And to think of those two brave young ladies who got up during this trial to testify about what they saw, what they did, Jamie and Alyssa.
Waving like he's at an auction. Gets sold. The man in the second row.
And because of you,
oh, Bubba.
Justice has been served. We heard from others, spectators, Deborah Ramirez, regarding herself and her son, that the vehicle was accelerating, not stopping. A moment that sticks out to me was really Mr. Brooks trying to chastise her for not seeking medical attention right away. Her response was perfect. She waited due to the number of injured and all the blood she saw. Understandable. Not something to be chastised for. And then moving on, and again, I know I'm not mentioning everybody. These are just some of the highlights that, and I should call them lowlights, not highlights, but some of the testimony and evidence that really, really impacted the court. Stephanie Bonesteel and her husband testified about what Citizens Bank was doing, hearing the impact against Jane, a very large thud.
He's leaving. Yeah, we might wrap it up.
From the
kind of hard to live stream when I'm the only one in here. It's
Adam
like, I mean, I'll try to comment as much as I can. We'll go for a little bit longer.
And when he was being cross-examined,
I mean, everyone in the Discord left, but there's still more people joining the live stream.
Again, he just simply said, "I thought it was my wife that had been hit. All I saw was
keep talking to you guys.
Poncho."
Hey, Beefy, can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sound okay?
Yeah, sound great.
All right, cool. I'm not going to be a second behind anymore. Where'd everyone go?
On that vehicle.
Yeah, it's just seems like it's a busy week. I mean, I messaged a few people about coming. That's why I brought Nawson and Alistaire in, because it seemed like it was going to be. So everybody's got plans. I mean, it's summer. That's not that surprising. Still, people are joining on YouTube though. Like 60 people in here, so I'd hate to end it. So we'll keep going for a little bit longer. We might change topics here in a little bit, but we'll watch a little more of Darrell. Again, if anybody in the YouTube wants to hop in, feel free. Just download Discord, and in my About Me, there's a link.
Vehicle, and he braked so he could get her off the top and run her over. We heard from Matthew Harris, who talked about the red SUV coming straight at them and then veering and going in the direction of the dancing grannies. And again, that audible gasp as he described that eerie sound. He saw a child injured in front, Jane Kulik behind. Actually, the child and Jane Kulik behind, and two victims ahead. He saw two of the dancing grannies. What he described as the SUV traveling faster than the speed limit. What I wrote down from his testimonies, he's a combat vet, and this is what he said. I've never saw anything like this in such a safe area.
And coming from a vet, man.
Yeah, that's what makes it that much worse, right? Is this guy like might have even seen combat, and by comparison, the Darrell Brooks attacks. Oh, the fact that they're comparable. Oof.
About not seeking treatment right away for his daughter. He talked about how his wife's a nurse practitioner. And again, he didn't want to direct resources from other victims, that we thought she was okay enough to be home with them. Now, by this time in the parade, it's very clear the spectators are noticing
my Discord
something
server in the
is
chat people
not
are asking.
right. The
that right
sounds, the atmosphere has changed. They're screaming. There's gasping.
More people in here.
Yeah.
There's a noticeable
Like I said, we'll give it a little
difference.
while. I plan to go for a couple hours tonight, so I'm good for a little bit.
It's at this point, I believe that Owen was struck, Kelsey was struck.
I may have to go on mute because I gotta make my fiance pancakes, but I will be
Another
around.
miracle, given the injuries she
there's the
sustained,
Discord
a
link.
tear in her
If
spleen,
anybody
significant road
wants
rash,
to hop
cuts,
in.
requiring facial surgery. What Mr. Knapp described the driver as having eyes completely wide open. And then next we heard from Laura Thien, one of the dancing grannies. She talked about the sisterhood. Another brave woman came in, talked about
I can hear your bird, bro. I think I'm gonna get
Yeah.
check out what's going on in Law and Crime.
7
See
people
what's up for
injured
true
from her
crime
group.
news.
4 fatalities.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down for
She
that.
said it all happened in a matter of seconds. All I seen was bodies.
YNW?
It looked like a war.
Because the defendant murdered 2 individuals.
The state says YNW Melly is a cold-blooded killer, while the
Guess this
defense
guy's like a
says
rapper?
the state can't prove it.
Yeah, I've been seeing this pop up on my feed and my shorts lately. I don't know anything about the trial as of right now.
Yeah, me either. Well, let's check this out. Anybody know anything about this in the chat? Do you guys know what the details of this case are? Go some true crime news before we wrap it up here.
Against his own 2 best friends. For no reason.
We are looking at the top.
John Bubba says no pancakes. Can't do that. Has to be waffles. Otherwise, it's not waffle law. What made you start make? Yeah, that was pretty good, right? Waffle law.
Yeah.
So when it comes to pancakes over waffles, if you're going to a diner, pancakes over waffles every day of the week. But if you're making pancakes or waffles at home, your pancakes at home will never compare to the way they're able to make them on that flat top grill when they're all thick and fluffy like that at the diner. So waffles at home, but pancakes at the diner.
Yes.
And Chaos Theory wants to know, what made you start making Darrell Brooks vids? So I've been watching the Darrell Brooks trial like every day since the trial was going on. For like months. I started my channel in late January, early February. And it was like I was just building up all these like awful, like it was like festering inside me. I needed to like excise all these thoughts I had about the trial. And I was also, kind of lonely or whatever, so I started the YouTube channel. Wanted to talk about Brooks, and it just took off like crazy. Like I had a lot of explosive growth. I got like 1,000 subscribers in like less than a month. So it's been hard trying to find a direction for the channel ever since. Oh, somebody's in here. Ever since the Darrell Brooks thing has kind of gotten stagnant. Like there's only so much one person can say. Like you'll even notice like once the people dropped out, it's like I've kind of said everything there is to say about Brooks by myself. So the Zoom hearings seem to be doing pretty well. I'm gonna stick with that for a little while. I might try out some other commentary stuff in the near future, but I'm also introducing myself to the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I interrupted you. You finish.
I was just gonna say, I introduced myself to a few people in the Zoom court community, and they all seem really nice. So that's the direction I'm going to be pursuing in the future.
A case that you might want to keep an eye on is damn, I forget her name. The suitcase boyfriend case, that one.
Yeah, I've been thinking I was going to make a video on her. People have been recommending I do a video on her for a while. To be honest, there's like not a lot of content there. Like there's the video of her getting arrested and then the interrogation. But like beyond that, like I mean, the trial's coming up, and when it goes to trial, I for sure, if not on a live stream, I'll probably make like a solo commentary video on it. But yeah, I've had my eye on Boone for a while. Same thing with the Kohlberger case.
Top 11
I
moments.
watched her interrogation like multiple times. So
really,
like if you ever need like, because I get bored when I play video games and I need background noise. So I put on like interrogations and stuff. That's where I saw Darrell Brooks' interrogation, then I was introduced to your content somehow.
Okay.
So that's how I found
the
you.
second you watch a Darrell Brooks video, YouTube just pushes my content down people's throats.
Well, no, it wasn't yours first. It was, I think it was Carrie something Productions. And I'm sorry if you're in the chat or if you watch BP's content.
His name is Carrie Culture. He's pretty good.
Yeah, they are very good. And then I got onto your content, and you add memes in with your stuff, so you automatically like hooked me. And
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I really like your editing style and the way you do things. So
thanks, bro.
I mean, yeah, the channels that sit there and explain what each like JC Jim Can't Swim and
Dude, that's
the
so
other.
weird you say that, because when you said you watch interrogations, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was going to recommend, if you haven't seen JCS, to watch that, because it is by far the best interrogation videos on YouTube. I mean, it's created a whole genre unto itself. There are like 10 YouTube channels that have made a career out of just putting JCS inspired in their title.
Mm-hmm. I don't like those ones so much. I like the original more.
Yeah,
but,
what is it?
Red Tree is another good.
Whatever. Oh shucks, what's the name of that channel?
Red
Ewu Crew.
Ewu Crew is good. Red Tree Crime is also really good. Stranger Stories is another good one.
Yep, I've seen Stranger Stories. I was watching one of their videos last night, the duct tape guy.
Week
yeah, we might actually watch
the
some JCS
YNW
here in a
Melly
minute.
trial.
That sounds kind of cool.
I've covered a lot of crime stories over the years, many of them here at Law and Crime.
What
And
is
it always
this
gets
trial
me
that you were
thinking about
showing
how
on Law and
important it
Crime
is for
about?
all of us
I haven't
to
heard
stay
anything
safe.
about it.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it either. That's why I put it on, just kind of checking out the true crime news. Yeah, let's watch a little bit of this, and then we'll go over we'll watch a JCS
This is Palm
video.
Pepper Spray, and it can help you do just that. It is a small but mighty self-defense tool. Palm Pepper Spray shoots up to 12 feet using the strongest legal form of pepper spray available. It's safe and easy. You just point and spray. And if you want to try it, you can get 10% off.
Oh,
log on
Copper's
to
here.
palmpepperspray.com and use the promo code
Oh, so this isn't
and
video
remember-
chat. This is just I'm a chicken face.
You are a chicken face.
If you or
Oh, good. 'Cause
anyone
my
else
biggest
is
concern
ever in
was
trouble-
whether or not I should wash. I kind of look like Charles Manson at the moment.
Oh, that's not good.
Always dial
Well, it keeps the
911.
hobos away.
YNW Melly's legal name is Jamel Demons. He faces 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Essentially, okay, wait, we got somebody explaining this. Essentially, the guy killed his 2 best friends and staged the crime. Okay, and there's a mountain of evidence to prove it, but watching the evidence stains apparently gets on cut and dry. Okay.
For the death of 2 lifelong friends, Chris Thomas and Anthony Williams. They were part of his rap group YNW.
Dreading Crime and Psychology is also a good one.
Thomas went by YNW
Okay.
Juvie, and Williams went by YNW Sack Chaser. A 4th member, Cortland
Oh,
Henry,
thanks,
went by
Nails. That's nice,
YNW Bortland. Prosecutors say on October 26, 2018, the 4 men left a recording studio together at 3:19 a.m. They're seen on surveillance video getting into a gray SUV. More than an hour later, Bortland showed up at an emergency room with Juvie and Sack Chaser in the SUV. They were dead. Melly was not in the vehicle. Portland claimed they had been.
He's got the same. What's with the tattoo above the eyebrow? That's like a popular thing lately. Like, what the hell? He's got the moo tattooed. It's like Brooks. I like his broken heart thing. It's like a locket on his neck. That's pretty dope.
The victims of a drive-by
Yeah, I was
shooting.
thinking about getting another eyebrow tattooed. You know, the big thing is a third eyebrow.
Huh.
But he didn't have a scratch on him. Portland is charged separately. Melly faces the possibility of the death penalty if convicted, and he's the first person in the state of Florida to face the possibility of the death penalty under a new lower threshold. A recent change in Florida law allows a jury to impose the death penalty by a vote of 8-4. Up until April of this year, that vote had to be unanimous.
I haven't lost that many people, even though we went off Brooks, so that's cool.
The week started with opening
Oh,
statements.
it's fine.
Of course.
I think a lot
Christine
of
Bradley
it getting
is the
tired until there's new Darrell.
Yeah. Honestly, if I could get 50 people in here every Friday, I would be a happy guy.
Assistant State Attorney for Broward County. She gave the opening statement for the prosecution.
Yeah,
She
I'm learning this
described
technical world.
Yeah, we all got to do it, man. Believe it's not going anywhere. For anybody that's hesitant to try and learn like online stuff, Discord or whatever, I didn't know anything about any of this in February. I had to teach myself everything. Those skills will only serve to help you in real life moving forward, and as computers become more integrated into our careers and everyday anything, those skills will just, they'll only put you ahead of the game. So don't be afraid to try new stuff and, you know, play around, because you'll need those skils.
Right. Hey, I was thinking you should get a not a turtle. You should get a squirrel puppet when you do videos.
Yeah, you were saying that for like the podcast Alistaire, you know, just like put the camera up and the talking.
Oh yeah, once you play with that, visually it'd be more appealing.
Yeah, I mean, I like my squirrels. I make them myself. I'm pretty proud of the art that I do for the channel. So,
oh, nice.
now at least.
Yeah, AI is killing us artists.
Yeah, that's I use AI software primarily for like all the drawing and stuff, and then I'll go through and kind of make it my own. It's you know, people say like, "Oh, you're not really making that art." I mean, at the end of the day, a digital artist is using the tools that are available to him. Like, I'm not a good drawer, but I can, for one, I know how to use those programs to make the art that I want. How is that really different than somebody that goes through and does digital art? I'm just using the tools that are available.
Oh yeah, and it still has reflections of your character in it, so it's the same, really.
Yeah, I mean, people that use Photoshop and all that, they have those tools. Like, they're most of the time not really drawing that much by hand to begin with. You know, unless they have a stylus and one of those art pads. But even so, there are tools on there. So, like, whatever. I've had people come at me to be like, I've never claimed that I'm fucking drawing anything for this channel, but I make all the art myself.
Right. You know, that's an age-old beef. That's like the Beastie Boys. People would be like, oh, you guys don't play your instruments. That's garbage, you know? So everybody's got different styles, and old crotchety people like to complain.
Yeah. They don't understand it is really what it comes down to. Oh, I was wondering why I can't hear it. What's going on here? Oh, bear with me here, guys.
It isn't playing for you?
It's not for the live stream either. I don't think it's stuck. There we go.
It's playing for me.
Sorry about that.
In his car, he has 2 dead bodies. In the front passenger seat is Anthony Williams. In the rear passenger seat is Christopher Thomas.
So
They are dead.
Okay.
They are riddled with bullets, and the car is.
I've got a lot of catching up to do. It's been a crazy
Christopher
few
Thomas
days.
is sitting.
Are
in
they
one
saying
room.
that he? And so it's been a crazy few days, so I have to catch up on this trial because I've been wanting to watch it. But are they saying that he staged it to make it look like someone else did this, or like what's going on? Like, what's the gist of this thing? Like, I heard that they think he staged it to make it look like he didn't do it.
So I know the staging is very much part of it based on what people are saying in the chat. but I know nothing about this either. We're just kind of, most of us are figuring out what's going on here as we're watching this. So
there is multiple defects to his body. Anthony Williams, who is sitting in the front, has 2.
Carol, yeah, digital art is still art. Same sense of concept and artistic talent. It takes hours and looks just as beautiful. Yeah, it really fucking annoys me when I spend like sometimes all night working on a thumbnail or my stupid squirrels or whatever. Like, then people are whatever. I don't even go down the hateful comments, but whatever.
2 major injuries. Officer Jessica Amangor is working a detail at the hospital. Cortland Henry runs in, starts telling a story.
Oh, this is kind of on topic, but you guys ever watch Angry Video Game Nerd? Because the hate on that guy, they use AI to use his own voice to fire against him, and I'm like, that's some scary stuff.
Really? I love Angry Video Game Nerd. Yeah,
Oh, I love Ralphie too. Look up Bimmy, Bimmy, and he's got like an anti-group that just roasts the hell out of that dude, like creepily.
Yeah, I noticed when I started watching his channel, I got recommended a lot of, like, if you watch any content creator, you'll get, like, controversy videos of people that, like, make hate videos on him, because it's, like, good for views on YouTube. And I didn't even go down that road. It's like, I don't need to ruin all of my YouTube idols or whatever, people I like. It's like, I don't need to know all their dirty secrets. Or, they're not conspiracies. What's the word when they go through a scandal? Like, I don't need to know all their scandals. I can just enjoy them for what they are.
Right, yeah, if you watch that makes you scared to go online. You're like, you know what, I'm fine being a loser with a dead-end job than the world's attention.
Yeah.
Quote-unquote drive-by.
The prosecution says the story about a drive-by is made up, and there's no evidence to support it.
The defense is essentially saying the police botched the investigation, and the other guy that wasn't killed in the SUV melee is blaming him pretty much because he had GSR in his hands. I know what GSR is.
But there is evidence of a shooting found in another location where cell phone evidence indicated Melly and his friends had been that morning. The prosecution also talked about Melly being in a gang and an Instagram message that they say is essentially a confession.
One individual, and specifically, sends out, and I want to quote the message exactly that you will hear, and says, right after this,
I think I might switch it to JCS.
Yo, homie, you good? Let me know something. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is where context matters. What does that mean?
This is a new one.
If you work at Google,
I'm not sure.
And you say, my whole floor is coding, that's a good thing. If you work at Broward General Hospital, and you say, my whole floor is coding, that is a bad thing. The context around the messages matter.
Bubba says, amen, Beefy. I may hate Angry Joe's, I think he's saying Angry Video Game Nerd, political beliefs, but I love his video game reviews, so I get you. Yeah, I've never even gone down that rabbit hole. It's like, why do you need to make video games political?
So in the context of this message, this individual...
At first he said it was a drive-by, but his defense attorney is kind of pointing the finger at the driver because the cops kind of proved it wasn't a drive-by. They found where it actually happened.
This individual is reaching out...
So it sounds like a botched investigation to a certain degree.
Asking if Mr. Demmons is good after he's been tagged...
And is it just me, but it doesn't look like... Does the suspect look like he's taking this all as like a joke? He's not...
I haven't gotten that vibe yet. But I haven't seen a lot of
it didn't
this
seem
either,
like he was taking... Yeah, I only saw the one little clip of him, and it looked like he wasn't taking it very serious.
Okay.
Then again, if he knows it's been botched, then I wouldn't take it seriously either.
I don't know. If my life was on the line, quote Darrell, I'd be taking it pretty up and serious. That's just me.
Yeah, that's true.
Shooting.
I think in the case of Darrell, that guy, I mean, he might be really dumb, obviously, but I think even in his small mind, he knows he's doomed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't run over 80 people and think in any way you're getting out of there.
Yeah.
Succinctly.
But it was funny when he said, and I quote, I think he said this to the judge, he's like, well, I spent a year already here. And it's like, dude, that's... You got like wizard sentence, all right? And a year ain't nothing in what you got going on.
Drop in the bucket, yeah. Like, go. Yeah, that's true. He did a year. You know, he's done his time. I don't think so.
Yeah, he wanted to negate the Erica charge because he did that year.
Yeah, he even says that.
Yep. I love that the judge made sure that that charge was consecutive to everything else if he ever got out.
Yeah.
Even crazier is he started trying to like pander to the jurors. Like, I have a family, but it's like, dude, everyone listening knows that you're in Wisconsin and your quote family is in Vegas. So obviously you're not spending time with those people.
Oh yeah, and he goes down the whole rabbit hole about how him and his daughter have a very special relationship, and he's a father. How could anybody who has kids think I would ever do something like this? And then cut to fucking he's had no involvement in his kid's life. Like he brings up the cutting of the umbilical cord, and I say umbilical cord on purpose, by the way, because it was literally the only part of his kid's life he was involved with. He cut the umbilical cord and then split with every single one of them. Pathetic.
Even astounding is I think he has like multiple kids with different ladies who like, I want this
he was more
man's
emotional about milk and cheese than he was about his kids. Like, he actually showed emotion about getting milk and cheese in line.
Cheese. Oh, we got a $50 super chat from Gian Daughtry. Let's go. Love your channel, BP. Thank you so much, Gian Daughtry. Here, hold up. Let me get you the... Let's go, Gian. Love your channel, BP. Gian, you are the shit. Thank you so much. Any contributions you guys can make really go a long way. I really appreciate it. Help to make this content better and motivate us all to make more content for you. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Then it was the defense's
10 to 12 minutes.
What's that?
Sorry, I was talking to my wife. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Then it was the defense's turn. Melly's lead
what's
attorney,
weird about
David
this is
Howard,
on the
told
Discord thing. It doesn't show me the chat section on the YouTube, and I'm not sure if I watched the YouTube if it would muck things up.
If you do watch the YouTube as well, just make sure you mute it.
Oh, there we go. You're so wise. That's why you make money, and I just add comments.
I'm not making that $5 will probably be the extent of what I make here tonight. This is not a financial venture in any regard, believe me.
The jury.
Hey, that $5 is almost a Happy Meal.
That's true, almost.
Prove its case.
That's the first indication that they're just guessing.
All right, I'm going to switch it over to JCS. This is kind of bringing us to a lull here.
Noon on June 11th, 2005. The sun was shining on the peaceful suburban neighborhood of Winnipeg, Canada. But little did anyone know, hidden behind closed doors,
it's JCS inspired.
Whoa, we got another $5 super chat. We love you in Scotland, too. I love Scotland. Thank you so much, Carol Austin. That is so sweet. Carol, you are the best. I see you in my comments. You've been so sweet tonight. I hope you kick ass wherever you go. Kick ass granny with take your boxing lessons and knock out your daughter's bad boyfriends. Good on you. You're a badass. We appreciate you here, Carol Austin. What were you saying, bro?
This is JCS inspired, not actually JCS. I was confused.
Oh, okay. Whoa, we got a $10 super chat from Peggy Jackson. Holy cow. Let's go with the hippo and the game chair. I've actually got a gaming chair just like that. I love that little sticker with the hippo. Thank you so much. Can we get some hearts in the chat for the 3 people that donated tonight? Because I really appreciate you guys. Wasn't sure this was going so well, and it really means a lot that you guys would donate. It goes a long way to the old self-esteem, so to speak. Here, drop some hearts in the chat for everybody that donated. It's really means a lot. Peggy, Carol, and Gian, thank you so much. It is a cute hippo. You're right, Wonderjoy. Okay, sorry, we'll play this video in a second, but My eldest granddaughter of 25 calls me her badass granny. Yeah, I get it. I believe it. The G-Ma. You a straight G-Ma. Glad to see another live stream. YouTube keeps removing my comments and videos. I don't know why. Oh, actually, yeah, I saw somebody had at AO, and I looked for what your comment was, and I couldn't see it. So you're not wrong. Your comments are getting taken down for some reason. I don't know why. That's really weird. You might want to look into that. But I see this one.
Life was hanging in the balance. Phoenix Sinclair was subjected to severe physical and emotional abuse by her mother, Samantha Keymatch, and her mother.
What's that?
I said we should cue up the $1 Million Man theme song for you when the money rolls in.
Yeah, right?
Mother's boyfriend, Carl Wesley McKay. They callously subjected the innocent child to frequent physical harm.
What's that?
I say in the glory days of the Attitude Era, because we were talking about The Rock earlier, and I started to lament history.
Whoa, we got another $5. Boy, you guys are going off. These super chats, thank you so much. I can't even express how nice these are. Teresa Hartling, this is my first super chat. Love your videos and honest opinions. Keep up the great work. Man, you guys, you say the nicest stuff, and it's like, you know, I'm not the most confident guy, so these, it really means a lot. It's really, like, I'm not great at taking compliments, and you can tell how awkward I am, but, like, wow, just, the kind words and the contributions, really awesome. Thank you so much. Teresa, thank you so much.
Leaving behind visible injury.
Copyright, but you should do a Darrell video with Shaggy Wasn't Me, because that was pretty much his entire defense.
Yeah, it wasn't me. But they caught me on camera. It wasn't me. But they caught me in the port escape. It wasn't me.
I mean, well, fortunately for us, if we become murderers in the future, AI and deep fakes and stuff, you can argue against video, but he's at the end of video is solid. I guess it is creepy to think that we're hitting this era where video isn't as solid as you'd like it to be anymore.
Yeah, this is true. They can edit anything. Peggy Jackson says, oh, hold on. Can you please send prayers to the family in Cincinnati, Ohio, that the father lined up his 3 sons and shot them with a rifle? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna
leaving behind visible injuries and scars. Tragically, Phoenix was confined within the walls of her home, deprived of opportunities.
It sounds like I'm less likely to get murdered if I don't fall in love.
What?
In the modern world, it seems I'm safer to be a dog person with lots of dogs over falling in love because I'm highly likely to get stabbed or killed that way.
Oh, yeah, fair. Yeah, let's drop some prayer emojis for the people who are doing that. I'm gonna say, let's do it. I'm gonna drop some right now. But yeah, drop some prayer emojis for the 3 sons in Ohio.
To interact with others. Even in the face of a potentially fatal ear infection, the parents showed a disturbing lack of concern for their child's well-being, failing to provide the necessary medical attention she desperately needed. The dire circumstances surrounding Phoenix's well-being raised alarm bells among various parties involved. However, Phoenix Sinclair's life could not be saved. They promptly brought the parents into the interrogation room to unravel the truth surrounding her untimely demise. Before the interrogation commenced, a commonly used strategic technique was employed, the placement of the chair in the corner. This calculated move was intended to mentally corner the mother, inducing a sense of confinement while intensifying the pressure she felt and amplifying the sensation of being locked in. Simultaneously,
Whoa! We got another $9.99 super chat from Carrie Davidson. You deserve all the love. You work so hard to bring us great content. We greatly appreciate you. More than you realize. Y'all smash that like button for Beefy. Dude, I love making these videos for you guys. I gotta say, it's truly a great experience, and it's just, it's really awesome. And so, believe me, I'm the one who's thankful for all y'all. But that's very sweet, Carrie Davidson. Thank you so much.
Simultaneously, it incorporated power dynamics into the interrogation, subtly influencing the behavior between the interrogator and the mother.
You've done very well, Sam. You've done a good thing here, and I appreciate you being honest with me and telling the truth. You did the right thing. There's a couple things that we talked about.
The desire to want to punch that scumbag is just too good for me.
Yeah. Heavy desires to layeth the smacketh down, to quote Attitude Era Wrestling.
Interrogator tactics so interesting to see, like the actual JCS, whatever. Like just watching everything they have to do. It's just like so intriguing to see like their different tactics and stuff.
Oh, you want to actually put on a JCS video?
I mean, you don't have to. I was just like saying.
Yeah.
There's like going back to Darrell Brooks. Darrell acted heartbroken when he found out that Kurt was just doing his job.
Which one's Kurt?
Kurt was the one that interrogated Darrell.
Oh, yeah.
And Darrell, he seemed to be emotionally upset. Like, I thought we were tight, Kurt.
Yeah, he really did think it was like, damn, bro, I thought we was boys. Such an idiot.
There's probably one that's fairly short. Like, I'll have to dip out here in a few, but a JCS.
Sorry, say that one more time.
So I have to dip out here in a few, but there's one JCS, like, actually, that's fairly short, but it's when, like, innocent people are, like, accused, and it'll show you, the different, like, how they act versus someone that's not innocent. Like, it's pretty cool to see, like, because they're typically more prone to be like, no, fuck you, I didn't do this shit, versus someone that did do it.
Innocent. Yeah, I'm going to put that on, actually.
That one's pretty cool to see.
With respect to interrogation analysis, it's no secret the benefit of
This
hindsight.
guy's got a great voice for voiceover. The guy who does the narrations here, they picked a good narrator.
Gives
He
you
had some kind of thing where he got taken down for a bit. Like, I don't know exactly what happened, but he was like...
They got demonetized for a while and fought YouTube, and they ended up getting their monetization back. And I guess they were, for a while, just posting off YouTube, but then said they were going to come back, but then left again. Yeah, there's all kinds of drama with JCS, both behind the scenes and, as on YouTube itself.
It was like he was getting too popular or something, so they were like trying to screw him over or what?
I'm sure to a certain degree they probably took it that way, but I think people take YouTube a little too serious. Like 90% of what goes on YouTube is controlled by robots, which is almost kind of more fucked up when you see like behind the scenes that robots are doing like disgusting things because of the people that program them. But I don't think they were being targeted as much as they purport and think they are.
Yeah. Well, YouTube is like a schizophrenic, because as we were talking earlier about negative press on the Angry Video Game Nerd, it's like they'll censor some random things, but then they'll promote some really outlandish hate videos that have like 42K like views, and you're like, wait, you censored this, but that's fine? These guys stole a guy's voice.
So see, that's more evidence towards what I'm talking about, is that the bots and the algorithm they have is wonky, because it's ultimately controlled by the people that program it. I'll give you an example. I had never really gotten demonetized for my language or like anything like that. It was either like my video got taken down for copyright or it was fine. When Alistaire and I started to make the podcast, I was uploading the raw footage of the podcast recordings onto my channel. And ever since the first time I uploaded that video with Alistaire in it, because his picture's on there, I started getting yellow demonetizations all over the place, and now I get them like really frequently. So whether it's, oh shucks, we got a $9.99 super chat from Jared Stark. Oh man, that sucks you had to leave, man, but thank you so much for the super chat. That is really nice. Sorry I had to bail and take care of some unruly neighbors. Had to leave my desktop. Beefy Daddy or Squirrel Daddy keeps stocking that good content like a reservoir of all nuts. That's awesome. Will do, bro. Thank you so much. But yeah, it's like the robots picked up on Alistaire because I hate to say it, but like the color of his skin, like they just like, I don't know. I could be sipping the Kool-Aid on that, but I think personally, I think that's what's going on. Because I've heard of, and again, I'm probably like shooting myself in the foot here, but I've heard of some racist going ons between YouTube and demonetization, and I felt the effects of it personally. But they're probably going to come on me even harder and drop the ban hammer now. I said it out loud. It's like silence him.
What I love about Alistaire is that he isn't an American, so he's a French dude who came to America. So there's this weird gap of his viewpoint in the world that makes it special and different.
Oh yeah, I knew right away that Alistaire was money. Why do you think I started a podcast with him? Like I hitched my horse to that cart as fast as I could. Yeah, he's a very special man, and even beyond just the like the outsider viewpoint, he's got such a kind and like benevolent soul. He's just like a very caring individual. From the first time we met, we say him and I will say it all the time. Like I can talk to Alistaire like till midnight. Like the reason that podcast works is because we have very organic chemistry and we both really like each other. So it's like even from our first phone call, we introduced each other. We were on the phone for like 4 hours. So I feel like that chemistry kind of bleeds through the screen, and I don't know, I've gotten a lot of positive feedback. For anybody that hasn't seen it, Alistaire and I do a podcast called Boîte Noire Radio. I'll put the spelling in the chat for anyone who wants to check it out, but we cover all kinds of true crime. We did Zodiac, and we're just diving into the Dahmer case, and I'm really proud of it. We've gotten a lot better since the beginning, and I would really urge you all, if you like this content or you like Alistaire's, to please check out Boîte Noire Radio, because we're both really proud of it, and we're really excited about that project.
It's like, like Darrell Brooks, there's concerns about him getting a book deal, but there's a fine line between him and those other psychos, like Ted Bundy, Dahmer. Those people have a long-winded campaign of evil. One is just an idiot that drove down the street.
Yeah.
I disagree with you. Darrell's had a long, just because he didn't like go around murdering people, he had a long line of evil before this, like from his childhood, and like just because he wasn't out serial killing people doesn't make it any less. It doesn't make what he lived any less evil, and your product, your environment has an effect on how you grow up. And also another thing that affects how you grow up is yourself and having the will to be better and be a better person. You can blame it on whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you're the one who made those decisions. No matter what you grew up with, no matter what happened in your life, you're the one that made the decisions that you made.
Yeah, this is true.
And I hate that he tried to use that whole mental self-defense. I didn't know I was doing it, or whatever the fuck he said. That bothers me because I'm mentally ill, and I see other people try to use that, especially like Darrell Brooks. Darrell Brooks is, yes, he is mentally ill, but not having. That's not an excuse for what he did, and it will never be an excuse for what he did. And didn't he get over 1,000 years?
Yeah.
When he gets out, he's going to be stronger than Harry Potter in the world of magic.
I hope that he contracts sanguine vampirus, so he has to live out every single one of those days.
Just to speak to your point a little bit, it took me a long, long time to practice and realize in my personal life that the fact that you aren't accountable for your mental illnesses is not an excuse for your toxic and crappy behavior. Because I used to just, when somebody would say they're mentally ill, sympathize with them and become empathetic and say, oh, well, it's not their fault. But that's not true. Just because somebody has a mental illness, it's not a get-out-of-jail-free card for being an asshole. Like, there are people who have very manageable, even like schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, they're very manageable, controllable mental illnesses if you take accountability in your mental illness and manage them properly. It is not an excuse. Lots of people out there have mental illnesses, and not everyone is out there driving their car and running over people.
Yeah, you have to think about it, because Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
The fact that Darrell Brooks tries to go out there and purport that he had a hard childhood and got government cheese just further impresses the fact that he's willing to latch on to any pathetic excuse he can come up with for a reason why he's a piece of shit. And the mental illness makes me the angriest because there are people out there who really do suffer from those things and cannot control themselves, and he is not one of them. That's all.
Yeah,
I think
you know what it is. We have a world where, like, drug addicts and things have sort of like a superhero mindset of, if I come up with a horrible enough origin story, that makes me being a scumbag okay. Like, oh, my dad touched me, people beat me up, so now I can just be evil forever, than to learn from things. Even though I acknowledge those were bad, I'm taking them as I can do anything now.
Yeah. If you go through trauma, it's not your fault that you went through that, and it will never be your fault that you went through that. But there is a certain amount of accountability you have to take in how you let that affect your life, because we are all in charge of our own destiny and are the only ones that can take control of our actions. So as much as it wasn't our fault what happens to us, we can't let those determiners get into the driver's seat and motivate our decisions, especially if they're going to make the incorrect ones, if that makes sense. And before we play back this video, who was it here? Somebody said something about the melanin. Okay, yeah. Fast Addiction says, what do you, because we were talking about the monetization and Alistaire, what are you talking about? YouTube pushes creators with high melanin levels. Look at the top of the YouTubers and Twitch streamers. People who actually work at YouTube are obviously not racist. What I'm saying is the algorithms, because they're basing their decisions on people's viewpoints, are unknowingly burying black creators. It's not something they're doing on purpose. It's just something that happens from the algorithm based on people's watch habits. And it's very true. I mean, it's like kind of proven, but whatever. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
Evaluating information. When you know a subject is guilty, it allows you to exclusively look for guilty behavior. The knowledge of
Well, with
outcome...
Brooks, it made me so mad when he tried to describe how horrible his childhood was. My childhood, like, was a million times worse than his. And I didn't go around running people over or anything like that. I have no criminal history. He has a lifelong criminal history. And this standing in line for government cheese or the food banks, that happens to a lot of single parents and their kids. My kids did it.
Yeah, he basically just described being lower middle class. Like, technically, I received government handouts because I grew up with a single mom and she got WIC, women, infants, children. Like, I've had the government cheese and the handout cans of juice and the white boxes of cereal. I've had that stuff too. The powdered milk. I've eaten that stuff.
Yeah.
Old school.
And the government cheese was really good. I liked the government cheese.
Says that the government cheese is actually good. Like, he's over there complaining about it, but I heard that was like the best thing on the government menu is the cheese.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I was dating this one broad, and she had the government system worked out as like a world comp. Like, she saw it as a good thing.
I had a girlfriend who used to get the food stamp card, the EBT. She was getting like $500 a month. That would feed both of us like more than it's crazy how much money you can get for not a lot of work. If you just go out there and fill out a form, basically.
Yeah, because I ain't got kids and stuff, so it's like when I met this lady, it was a whole new world I was introduced to. I was like, holy shit, I guess I kind of see why you guys have broken families. I'm more of a man of tradition.
Take a look at their tax returns. People that have kids. I got a buddy that has like 4 kids. His tax return was like 30 grand. I owed the government money when I had to go do my tax. So
It does
I
seem
didn't
like
get enough back to cover my H&R Block fees.
Yeah, it does seem like, like if you didn't know, you'd be like, man, these people screwed up in life, but you're almost like, maybe they're doing it right. Maybe I am wrong for being a dog guy.
Yeah. It's like,
No.
Go ahead.
You're not wrong being a dog guy. It's safer that way. You know what you get.
Highlights the
Dogs are safe. Unconditional love. They will. No one's ever been murdered by a dog. A wolf, maybe, but well, actually, no, that's not true.
like, I mean, I tried the stepdad thing a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to do it again. Because sometimes you're running these people and they land on your shores needing help, but then they act like they're here to help you. And you're like, man, I have a place, okay? I was doing fine till I met you.
Knowledge of outcome highlights the imperatives while stripping away non-essentials, and this allows you to calculate certain things that would otherwise be overlooked by cause of your own doubt. Hindsight is 20/20. Everyone is well aware of this aphorism, and what's fascinating is that it not only applies, but is far more compatible to the innocent.
Yeah. We're probably going to be wrapping it up soon, but we'll watch a little bit of this.
Yeah, it's just,
Than it is
it's hard to communicate when you don't have eye contact.
Oh, I like it.
to the
Oh, no,
guilty.
it's fine. I'm getting used to it.
The reason for this is because the information you have to scrutinize is reduced when dealing with innocent subjects. When you remove the versatile factors of misdirection and trickery, you're left with relatively straightforward behavior in comparison. Of course, the argument that everyone is different and can react in a different manner has merit. Human beings are unique, and there will always be exceptions to every rule, especially when you take into consideration that trauma can cause atypical behavior. Yet, atypical behavior and guilty behavior are generally distinguished from each other with relative ease. And that brings us to example number 1. 37-year-old Michael Dixon, described by his peers as popular, friendly, but also unassuming and reserved. A self-professed introvert who turned down a job as a trade show presenter due to his fear of public speaking, and kept...
Leslie Karen says, hello, sorry I'm late from Canada. Welcome. Canada's awesome.
his position as a trade show assembler instead. On August 15, 2003, in Hamilton, Ontario, police were called to report a man breaking into a jewelry store. 2 officers responded and chased the perpetrator.
Canada's on my bucket list. I've never been and I want to go.
Oh, I went to the Canada side of Niagara Falls. It is gorgeous over there. It's a little bit of a tourist trap, but I love Canada. I've always said I'd love to like do a year out in Canada anywhere because the country is just great on its face.
Store down an alley before a moment.
This is like before 9/11, and me and my buddies took a road trip at random to Detroit, and we found there was a bridge to Canada, and I felt so wrong in Canada. Everybody seems so nice, but their squirrels aren't like our squirrels. They have black squirrels.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and they don't have, like, their liquor store doesn't have liquor and beer. They're 2 separate stores.
Huh.
And they have...
you know, Massachusetts is like that too. They got the Packy. That's where I am. It's Mass, and they got the package store, the Packies. Back up in New Hampshire, you can get beer at the grocery store, and then out in Hawaii, you can get liquor in the grocery store. Like you can go to the grocery store and just like buy a bottle of Patron. That was crazy to me.
Oh, it sounds like we're about to go into Pulp Fiction. There's just the little differences, you know? You dig it the most.
They got the red squirrels, too, over in Europe. The red squirrels are the smartest squirrels. They got the little tuft of fur on their back.
Oh, I know it's just your character, but have you ever looked up, I forgot his name, but there's a guy who made a huge squirrel maze in his lawn, and it's amazing.
Oh, you talking about, oh, shucks, what's his name? Mark Rober, the Squirrel Olympics?
Yeah, oh, I watched all his squirrel
mazes.
Momentarily losing sight of them. At the same time, Michael Dixon was getting off a bus nearby coming home from work. He was the first person the police
And that's
saw
what makes
when
it so
coming out
much
of the
fun to
alley
be on
and
live
was
with
then
you.
arrested at gunpoint. Dixon voiced his innocence, but
great
didn't
for
resist
anybody that hasn't
arrest.
seen it.
This is a bird feeder, and everything to my left is my attempt at making it squirrel-proof. If they want the bird seed, they will first need to pass through what is basically an 8-part Ninja Warrior obstacle course.
Awesome.
This is like so hype. This is honestly a big part of my fascination with squirrels. When I saw this, I could not believe how smart these creatures are. Like the way they adapt to these little mazes. You wait till you guys see.
For squirrels. This course is extreme.
How did you feel about what was that Tarantino film where the Nazis talking about the difference between rats and squirrels?
Oh, I don't know that one. I haven't heard that.
Oh, what was it? Oh, man, I forgot this Rober's name. Man,
challenge.
I've been drinking all day.
Yeah, there you go.
It is not for the timid of heart. But out of the gate, I will admit that in hindsight, that
These are gray squirrels. These are the ones that I have in New England.
Yeah, these are the ones we have in Illinois.
That's my favorite squirrel right there. Just your standard gray squirrel.
I kind of wish
I was walking my dogs the other day and I heard a squirrel squeaking. I was like, "Oh no!" I got all concerned, like my people are calling me, and it was two squirrels mating. It was like one squirrel was holding the other one down. I didn't realize it, but what is it? The Sword in the Stone cartoon or whatever from Disney, where he turns into a squirrel
why
and
don't
he's
they
chasing the
remake that
girl.
one? They should
That's a
remake
very
the Black
real thing.
Squirrel.
They do that. The squirrels chase each other like, "Come here, I want to hump you."
Completely underestimated my adversary.
Yeah,
now, if you're wondering why I would go through all this trouble, we need to go back 8 weeks ago when I found myself.
What's that?
I said I'd love to have flying squirrels. I've seen pictures of them, and I'm like, that must be crazy to have flying squirrels, because it's like a squirrel mixed with a bat.
Yeah. I'm going to skip ahead to them actually doing the maze. That's the part that we want to see.
He's just really charming and will strike a pose if he sees a camera. He also really likes to eat, and he tips the scales at an impressive 800 grams. While most of the squirrels are kind of particular...
His glitter bombs are good, too.
We have red squirrels in Scotland. Only a couple places still have reds. Yeah, they're not that popular anymore. They brought over Americans years ago. They took over.
Before making a selection and then gracefully leaping away. Fat Gus just goes for it. Hands free. Just makes himself real comfortable. Here he is laying out with a light snack from the bird feeder. I mean, you can't fault the guy for just active from 6 to 10 a.m. So every morning I've been getting up before the sunrise to start filming from in my house like one of those camouflage nature photographers. Only like a suburbanized version. I've also had a handful of streaming cameras rolling 24/7.
All right,
and they pull in and fully extend their arms and legs to... No? No takers? Alright. Here's another classic Gus where he looks at the camera. Wait a second. Play that back. And freeze. Zoom. Enhance. Is his best course of action. Smart Rick was the first one to enter the course, so in the end, after about a week of effort, it was fitting he was the one to make it to the jackpot first. And he's so stoked, he apparently wants to run the whole course in reverse. In hindsight, we probably should have made the jackpot a little quieter. Here's Marty, as always, not far behind.
An animal, if I found a pet fox and I could hide it as a normal dog, I'd keep it.
Oh yeah, man. You ever seen a fennec fox?
I'll have to look it up. The name just sounds like it's probably something cute. Foxes, they're like cats and dogs mixed together.
Alright, here, we're gonna...
He's also a bit flighty, as you know, which worked against him here, because down below Fantastic Gus, ever the opportunist, comes through with a real stroke of brilliance. But pretty soon Marty comes back like, I'm the one who...
The fennec fox is the smallest of all the world's foxes,
Look at
but its
them.
large ears...
Look at their ears! With the big ears, I want one.
Measuring up to 15 centimeters, appears to be on loan from a bigger
look how
relative.
teensy.
The fennec fox is an adorable little animal that's native to the Sahara Desert. These foxes are nocturnal and they
They've been
have
talking
large
about bringing
ears.
back a woolly mammoth, and I swear, if they brought back a woolly mammoth, I would save up for some farm property, because I would fucking love a pet mammoth. I don't care what Jurassic Park says about bringing things back. If I can have a pet woolly mammoth, fuck yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Their prey
No, you can
underground.
swear. You're good.
They have
You're fucking
long,
good,
bushy
bro.
tails, and they're about the size of a
I've been
cat.
boozing up.
They
I
are
don't got a
very
lot going
curious
on
animals.
with my life. I mostly daydream about killing myself, but sometimes God keeps waking me up, so I guess I'm needed.
Oh, you should get some help, man. That's not good.
And they're also
no,
known for
trust
being
me, when I
playful.
reach for help, it
Fennec
just
foxes have
solidifies
many
my viewpoint.
Oh, jeez.
desert adaptations, including
Sorry to hear
fur-covered
that.
feet,
I'm
heat-radiating
working on
ears,
it.
and pale fur that offers excellent
Alcohol ain't the
camouflage
answer,
in the
man.
sand. Plus, they can
Right,
go
well,
without water
it's
for
a lot
long
like,
periods
people
of
make
time.
fun of Captain America, the Super Soldier, the Captain America movie, but alcohol and things will only amplify your personal viewpoint as it is. So if you're a good person, you'll just be more happy, but if you're already negative, you're just going to go down the black hole.
Yeah, this is true. Believe me, I'm in recovery myself, and I have spent. Sorry, my dogs are fighting in the back.
Yeah.
I've gone
Substances are
down the
just-
rabbit hole of numbing my feelings and numbing trauma, and it doesn't. You're not fixing the problem. You're just putting a band-aids on.
Yeah. Substances just amplify your personal state. They don't improve anything.
Yeah, they just delay what.
Beefy, I was gone 5 minutes, and you're on fennec foxes now?
Yes. We
That's
still
not
haven't
my
gotten
fault.
to the sword and the stone squirrels yet. We have another detour.
You are the definition of, ooh, shiny thing, ooh, shiny
Yeah.
thing.
There's a reason that I picked the squirrel, man. It's like, oh, squirrel, oh, squirrel. In fact, I've told this story before, but my small engines teacher in high school used to say that I was like the red squirrel. You look out the window and, oh, look, shiny. Oh, look, pretty.
Time. Fennec foxes are nocturnal, which means they hunt at night. And when they hunt, they do this alone, using their large ears to listen for prey that's moving around underneath the desert sands. Once they locate their prey, they'll dig with all four paws to get
Another
a hold
animal,
of their
if I had a
meal.
pool, I would love to have is sea otters.
Have you
They're
noticed
like aquatic
everything that
puppies.
follows no offense
Oh, yeah,
is
sea otter
offensive?
would be cool.
Like, no offense, but you're overpaying for your wireless plan. See? Offensive.
Switch and save for a free phone on select no contract unlimited plans from Straight Talk, all on a 5G network. That's the Straight Talk talking.
A weird pet to have would be a tortoise, because it's like, if you have a tortoise or a turtle, that animal actually will outlive you.
Oh, dude, there's videos on YouTube of the guy who has the tortoises as pets. All right, well, look at that before you bringing me down here. Oh, I remember this. I feel so bad when the girl squirrel like finally falls in love with him and he has to turn back. Oh man.
Oh, you know what would make a good remake with the modern CGI? The Secret of Nymph would be an awesome
Yeah, that would be a good one, dude. Secret of Nim was that was way better than it had
Secret of
any
Nim is S tier. Definitely
Yeah.
S tier.
Yeah, because I mean, if you did that like the remake of The Lion King, but with rats and stuff, I feel like that movie would be epic. But they'd have to do it with a serious tone. Don't try to make it like a kid-friendly.
Yeah,
try
no,
to
no,
just
no.
like a teen PG-13, I guess I would say.
They actually did make an animated version of Secret of Nim, but those books are actually really good. Like the Squirrel Knight guy, I forget what they're called, who the author is, but there's is it Redwood or oh man, that's gonna bug me now. But yeah, there's a whole series of those books of the Mouse Knight, and they're really, really cool.
And actually, Secret of Nymph's on par with your channel because I believe that's all about the Department of Mental Health.
Yeah, this is the part that's so sad.
So here we are. Quick, Merlin, the magic.
Snake,
snack,
Oh, it's so sad. I hate this.
There, now you see, I'm not a squirrel. I'm
It's
a
been
boy.
too long since I've seen this.
I tried to
She
tell
doesn't
you.
get it.
I'm a boy. A human boy. Oh, if you could only understand.
Oh man, I'm gonna go find this on VHS.
I can't cry in a fucking Sword and Stone clip. It's so sad.
You know, lad, that love
She
business
just doesn't
is
know.
a powerful thing.
Look
I'd
at
accept this
her.
getting remade.
Greater than gravity?
Poor thing.
Yes, boy, in its way.
See, the biggest beef on remakes is people
Yes,
complain
I'd
that the
say
animals don't emote like the old animation.
It's force on Earth.
Oh. The poor Winnie of that squirrel. That ruined me as a child.
Oh, you know, a good childhood memory is when Macaulay Culkin
Resist
got killed
arrest
by bees
and
in
stated he would
My Girl.
help in any way he could. He was taken to the Hamilton police station and questioned 2
Macaulay
hours
Culkin being
after his
killed by bees
arrest.
in My Girl is equivalent to Old Yeller as far as childhood movies.
Oh, Old Yeller is so sad. I still cry.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Michael. It's okay.
One could advocate this as a common policing misstep if it weren't for the suspect being described as a small white man in the 911 call. As well as not being white, Dixon is 6'3".
Oh, nice. Secret Nymph. The National Institute
Aurora
of
and
Mental
Don Bluth
Health.
Productions present a classic adventure in motion
Wow,
picture
look at this animation. I've never seen this.
Oh, really? It's a classic, man. You gotta dig this up. It's good.
Look there.
It's got little animals and owls and shit. You'll love it. But yeah, and that stands for National Institute of Mental Health because these rodents were tested on.
This looks like the same animation as Dragon Slayer, that old game from 80s, like 80 arcade cabinets.
That might actually be the same dude.
I wonder, because he didn't work for Disney. This looks a lot like the same style.
I'm not even afraid of
Yeah, I think there were a group of animators that left Disney to build their own group. Because it's shortly after Walt died, and they felt betrayed.
It's an odyssey to another world.
I don't know if you're a comic book guy. That's kind of like in the 90s. A bunch of guys left to build Image.
Yeah, you're talking about the Spawn dude, right? What's his
Yeah,
name?
Todd McFarlane and
he started
Jim Lee.
Image Comics.
But a lot of
Todd
them, I
McFarlane.
guess, a lot of them work for DC again.
Oh, no
like Todd
kidding.
makes the DC toys. Jim Lee's like a big dog at DC now.
Yeah, I really like the animator who did Batman back with Capullo, I think his name is. When he teamed up with Snyder for that run with like when Joker's face came off. Oh my god, that is like F-tier comics. That'll go down in comic book history. Capullo and Snyder together.
If you don't read comics, the best DC stuff to watch is the Bruce Timm animation series. So it's Batman animated series.
Oh yeah,
Superman.
yeah. I've seen all that. I had that like 16 DVD set. I liked Justice League too. That was really good. And then Batman Beyond, that was Bruce Timm as well. When they finished up Batman the Animated Series, they jumped into Batman Beyond and then straight into Justice League. That's all the Timm universe. But yeah, I've basically seen all of that. Big fan.
Yeah, all the Timm universe. In fact, actually, I think Justice League Unlimited had a random Batman Beyond episode, and it was probably the most adult-oriented thing I ever witnessed.
Yeah. That's where they Batman Beyond has to basically fight Batman, right?
Oh, in that they explain that the government basically murdered this guy and inserted Bruce's DNA into someone else. It's way too epic for a cartoon.
Absolute secrecy.
We are on rabbit holes of rabbit holes.
Beautiful sight I've ever seen.
I'm sorry, man. It's probably my fault.
Oh no, dude, I love it. Believe me, I'd rather do this all night than like watch Darrell Brooks.
I just need a few pointers.
Yeah, because actually I had my drunk crew try to call me. I was like, I'm in drunk. Shit, they can wait.
This looks like the same animation to me.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Don't mind my dog going off in the background. I got a chihuahua that's in my head.
I got two
Have you ever
Shih
actually
Tzu mixes.
played this game?
I think I tried as a kid. That's in the early years of video, so it wasn't visually it was alright, but
So
as
the
far as
arcade
fun
cabinet
goes-
was actually what are those big discs called? I forget now. Not
Laserdisc.
Yes, Laserdisc. The arcade cabinet actually was a Laserdisc player, but the controls were not receptive to what was actually going on screen. There was a delay. So you had to play the game to learn the actual timing of when to actually hit the controller, because it wasn't when you got the prompt on the screen. There was like a little bit of a 2 to 3 second window after the thing would play when you actually had to hit it. And I found out after the fact when I watched a documentary on it, they did that on purpose because kids would play through the whole game with 1/4, and they were pissed that the arcade machines were losing money because kids could basically put in 1/4 and then beat the whole game and be on the thing for an hour. And it's actually a really deep rabbit hole of lots of video game creators doing that, making video games too hard so they could take more quarters from children. So messed up.
Right, you know what I used to hate, because I live in Illinois, but I used to hate when I'd get the Electronic Gaming Monthly, and you'd see all these awesome arcades in Japan, but you'd never get them.
Yeah. There are great arcades out in Tokyo. We're probably going to finish watching this Dragon Slayer and then wrap it up. My dog will not stop. Chill, man. Killing me. I love you, but... Yeah, see the little prompt? That wasn't actually when you were supposed to hit it. Yeah, we lost like 20 people because people are just here for the true crime. Whatever, everybody.
I'm staying just to watch this.
It looks very similar to Secret and Nim. It looks like the same animators. We'll go back to JCS. Everybody's dumping out. Fine. You win.
Fine, we'll talk. Fine, we'll stop with the
With
cute
respect
stuff.
to
We'll get back to
interrogation
murders.
analysis, and questioned 2 hours after his arrest.
So,
Input
did I
lag.
hear
Yes, thank
it
you,
correctly?
Sorry, keep
What'd you
waiting,
say?
Michael.
Did I hear correctly that the suspect description was a short white guy and they have a tall black guy?
Yeah, here, I'll bring it back so we can hear it again. It's been a little while since we heard what was going on. My bad.
Police were called to report a man breaking into a jewelry store. 2 officers responded and chased the perpetrator from the store down an alley before momentarily losing sight of them. At the same time, Michael Dixon was getting off a bus nearby coming home from work. He was the first person the police saw when coming out of the alley and was then arrested at gunpoint. Dixon voiced his innocence but didn't resist arrest and stated he would help in any way he could. He was taken to the Hamilton police station and questioned 2 hours after his arrest.
Sorry, keep you waiting, Michael. It's okay.
One could advocate this as a common policing misstep if it weren't for the suspect being described as a small white man in the 911 call. As well as not being white, Dixon is 6'3". This detective has either forgotten standard procedure to review the call to dispatch, or for some reason decided to reject it as evidence altogether.
Wow, that's fucked up.
That's messed up.
Michael is informed the room is being recorded and then read his rights. He asserts he is willing to speak with a detective and help with the investigation.
His mistake.
Okay.
Never talk to the police.
Why we're here
Exactly.
is because earlier tonight,
Even if you're innocent, you need a
were
lawyer
arrested
because
for
they'll
it.
twist it.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. I will never speak to the cops without a lawyer. If there's no reason he shouldn't be there. Like, if you could talk to me, you could talk to me as my lawyer.
breaking out
Why'd you not want him there? That's the question.
the jewelry store on John
I was
Street
dating a
South.
bipolar girl, and she attacked me and tried to claw my eye out, and I had a big nail wound in my eyelid. But they arrested me for attacking her, even though.
Oh, daylight disinfectant. What's up, man? Beefy is the bomb. Nice. What does milk dud mean? I don't even know. Milk dud. Okay. I love milk dud.
Now, your innocence.
Did they eventually
quite frankly,
not mess with you
it's
more
an issue.
when after they arrested you for no reason?
No, me and her actually had to go to court. I mean, because she's bipolar, she was like, I attacked him. I mean, and obviously, even though she attacked me, I brought her back and I was fine with it. But in retrospective, I was annoyed that the police chose to prosecute me. But after she said, I attacked him on the stand, they're like, you guys can go home now. And I was like, isn't that some shit? Like, so she admits she attacked me, but they're just going to let it go now. But I would have been found guilty,
dude, that's
and my
fucked
life
up.
would have been ruined. Yeah, that's when I was like, I don't...
AO says Don Bluth is the same animator who did Secret and M, American Tail. Oh, that's Fievel, right?
Fievel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Fievel.
Land Before Time and Dragon Slayer. Man, all that animation is like top tier. Better than Disney, I would argue. It's much more stylized than Disney. Disney almost looks like too lifelike. He makes his characters like cartoon characters. Like the proportions are just slightly skewed to make it very stylized.
Yeah,
Good night, Carol. We're gonna be wrapping up soon, but thanks for coming. Say hi to the Red Squirrels in Scotland, and thank you so much for the super chat. That was super kind of you. I really appreciate it. We're gonna wrap up here probably in the next 5-10 minutes.
The evidence I have.
My sister is tripolar
quite
Lance.
frankly, conclusive and overwhelming. Okay. So I'm not even going to ask you
Yeah, the first
if you
two
did it.
Land Before Times are great,
What I'm-
but
what-
then it
what I
became like
have
a
to-
TV.
Yeah, they made
cartoon
like
show.
7 of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of guy you are?
Yep, my
was
son
on the same road.
has watched all of them.
What
My boys were young when Land
The
Before
subject
Time
main-
came out, and they have every single one of them still today.
maintains a forward-leaning posture
love
and
Land
keeps
Before
his
Time.
eyes both in contact and on the same level as the detective's. He
Hey,
displays
this-
self-confidence and poise, while it's the detective, in fact, who gives off a nervous disposition. What Michael just did is known as a non-verbal challenge
he
in
knows he's
forensic
wrong.
psychology. So let's break it down
Wow, the way he breaks this down is so sick.
into components.
What I
In the next moment, the detective will shift in his seat to adjust his position, and at the same time break eye contact to look somewhere in this direction. Michael's exaggerated head movement that follows isn't for the purpose of maintaining eye contact. He could maintain it while keeping his head perfectly still. It is in fact to let the detective know he is maintaining eye contact. It's a way of asserting dominance in the exchange. He is telling the detective that he is the more confident person in the room at that moment.
what I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are. Whether this is you're like a serial burglar and this is what you're doing all the time, or whether this is a one-off thing because of the power cut and everything that's going on tonight. That's all we're here for.
Okay, I understand your position. I just say here,
I would be screaming lawyer at the top of my lungs.
I know.
After they told me that.
What is he
Unbelievable.
about a million times, I'm sure, in your career.
That's what I
but-
can't stand about people that like get convicted of crimes and they're purporting they're innocent, but they're just like sitting there silently. If somebody was trying to convict me of something I didn't do, I would be screaming every second I'm there. You have the right. He's out there. Go get him. You're a moron.
I'm sure in your career.
I
but
agree completely.
It's just.
That is an absurd phenomenon.
Ask me questions.
People
That's all I can.
held for extended amount of times and then they just end up confessing even though they didn't do it. It's like, I don't know how you come to that road.
Well, you think that, but they've done like very extensive dives on people that give like false confessions and stuff, and it's very easy to just like kind of give up and just like go along with things. Like they've shown clips where people think that, well, just because I didn't remember it doesn't mean it necessarily didn't happen. Like they get that convinced by these cops that are pressuring them so bad.
Do is answer them, I guess.
I've got no questions to ask you. I mean, why did you do it? That's basically that's my only question.
I'm coming from that position, and since I'm saying I didn't do it, I really don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
The Idaho killer or the guy, the Delphi guy?
Yeah, Kohlberger.
Yeah.
Oh, the Delphi guy or Kohlberger?
Both. Both are hip court TV stuff. The Delphi guy, I'm pretty sure, is guilty. Either that or an eagle stole his gun, shot some girls, and then returned his gun.
Yeah, I haven't gone through the details of that, but I saw they just released like the case files finally. I was wondering how they caught him, because I was following that case for the longest time. That's the down the hill.
Yeah, that's just creepy.
Yeah.
And to top it off, the guy was like a stay-at-home. I don't know if he's a stay-at-home dad, but can you imagine being that guy's wife? And she's out at work, and he's like, "Oh, now that I'm sitting at home and I'm bored, it's time to go murder some
I guess
children."
we haven't really got a great amount to talk about. Yeah, it's like I said, whether you did it or not isn't up for the discussion.
Wow, what an asshole cop.
It's really not.
You've no doubt come to
He had
notice
no
how
evidence
incredibly
on him.
tolerant Michael is over the unjustness of the situation. It's the most unusual thing about his behavior, and perhaps what makes him an anomaly with respect to innocent subjects. So before moving on to the second phase of this interrogation, we'll show you a more common response from an innocent subject facing similar charges. This is 26-year-old Justin, falsely accused of breaking and entering, first-degree
this guy's
theft, and
great.
assault. He was arrested at his home and only read his rights to silence on the way to the police station. The footage will begin before the subject knows what exactly he is being charged with. In his mind, he knows he has done nothing wrong, and at this point is unaware he is about to be wrongfully imprisoned for just over 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but our court system is really fucking slow.
Yeah, it's messed up too.
You know what I read you earlier?
Our justice system is almost as messed up as our healthcare system. Almost. Hey, Beefy, it's... What is it? It's Angela's... Definitely cover Sarah Boom. I love the content on her letters. She wrote to the judge and attorneys. Yeah, I've heard the letters are interesting. I'm going to have to check them out.
The 19th of February. 2 days ago, so it'll be Tuesday. All right, about 5, 6 in the morning. Where were you at then?
I was at my mother's house. You call her and ask her. I was downstairs asleep.
Did she know you were asleep at that time?
Yeah.
He doesn't see the interrogators as a threat, but more of an inconvenience. His responses are short and concise. He does not seek approval. He only responds to a question or states a point.
I mean, did she see you sleeping at that time?
Yeah, I don't ever leave. If I ain't doing nothing, I stay at my mother's house. So I'm not working, I'm at home.
Mm-hmm. You didn't go to labor ready that day or nothing looking for a job, yeah. Okay. That morning, house got broken into.
Okay.
The detective's strategy is to reveal the charges in a periodic manner. Getting a confession to one charge at a time is far easier than gaining admission to all of them at once. The plan is to reveal the break-in and robbery charge first, then reveal the assault at a later stage. The detective goes on to explain that the accuser named Candy said she saw him loitering around her house in the evening hours of the night, and a short time later witnessed him break in and steal a multitude of valuable items. The detective then explains that she picked him out of a 12-picture lineup of suspects.
And I found him and chased him down the street, and got arrested.
Okay. Well, tell me why.
Justin is now aware of the burglary charge, which holds a possible 20-year prison sentence due to previous convictions. He will now begin to forcefully assert his innocence, and each time he does so, will bring forward his posture and strengthen his vocal emphasis while making the assertion.
All right, so I mean, she's saying that I was there before. Is that what she's saying? She's saying she's seen my face before the break-in happened?
Yep.
I didn't break in her house. I don't know who she is. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know no girl named Candy. None of that shit, man.
Why is she saying that you're...
I don't know why she's saying I don't know why I don't know.
What were you doing there?
I was not there. I don't know this girl Candy. The only Candy that I even heard of.
Yeah, this is how I'd be acting. I'd be pissed.
Exactly.
What the fuck
Me
are
too.
people talking about?
Is this guy I know named Tim Stahl dates her?
The person he just mentioned was the accuser's ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
That's it.
How do you know Tim
Oh, there you go.
I grew up with the dude, man.
The accuser's testimony was later picked apart in court. She was caught lying on the stand multiple times, and Justin was exonerated. He was proven innocent not just beyond all reasonable doubt, but essentially beyond all doubt.
The last thing I heard about them two, she had him arrested for domestic violence.
But nothing happens to the chick that made the false accusations.
Yeah, I know. That's the messed up part. We're going to wrap it up here. It's been a pretty good stream. Thank you guys so much for hopping on the panel tonight. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for coming in and joining me tonight. Everybody that made donations, I really appreciate you. It's been fun. Anybody got anything they want to plug before we go?
Appreciate it. Maybe I'll pop up next week.
Yeah, cool. Pretty much do this every Friday. So, always open forum. Anybody in the chat who wants to hop in next time, whatever. Got a couple people lined up for next week already, so that'll be fun. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Right,
Thanks so much for coming.
Have a great rest of the day.
Yeah, you too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.